Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys. Say happy birthday to your girl, Al. Hey. My birthday's tomorrow, so I came to spend a little time with y'all today. I got some good energy for y'all today. How's everybody doing? Ow. How y'all been doing out there? I'm in a party mood. Hey, Scorpio season, full effect. I'm gonna just start off like this. Y'all know I'm not gonna say like this all night. This is my jam. How's everybody been doing? I'm giving everybody a little bit of time to come in. Has everybody had, it was midweek. Good week so far. Alafia, how you doing? Y'all know y'all feel free to ask any questions that you may have. I'm here to give a little clarity where I can to answer your questions so that anybody that feels that they out here alone and they don't know where they're supposed to be going or what they're supposed to be doing, ask me, and if I know the answer, I will give it to you. You know, if it's something that I can ask one of my elders, I will be happy to do that and relay back the message to you guys the way I give my messages. Yes, happy birthday, gang, gang, gang. Thank you. It's been good, sudden shifts, but it's all good. That's what's up. We woke up. We're blessed. We're here to see another day. We're blessed. We have a roof over our head. We're blessed. We have food on our plates. We're blessed. We have clothes on our backs. We're blessed. I am overwhelmed with emotion about seeing another year, you know? A lot of people this year didn't make it. And so, for me, I practice gratitude as often as I can. This is going to be a hot one, y'all. I can feel it. It is imperative that you guys find ways to practice gratitude as often as possible. That's where the bulk of your blessings will come from. That is where Spirit sees the true meaning of what it is that you are doing in the true place from where you are doing it from. When you're doing it out of gratitude, it is an energy that Spirit feeds off of, and it is imperative that you give them the energies that they require to feed off of so that you get those things back tenfold when you need them. Oh, Dominique! I'm sorry. I need a napkin. Thank you. I took a few topics, thank you, baby, that I was going to cover tonight. Spirit seems to be doing what they want to do as they usually do with me. Oh goodness, excuse me guys. Give me a second. Anybody that got a little drink or a little something, cheers with your girl for her birthday. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Salud. Thank you, baby. Let me get some music going. Let's Ay Dios. This is no better. I just be shooting myself in the foot. If anybody got any questions, thank you, baby. Feel free to post them. We're gonna go through your questions. Whatever answers I have, again, I'll give those to the best of my ability. If it's something that I know, you guys, y'all know I don't be out here crying and shit. Unless spirit energy hit me, that's what's going on tonight. Hey, welcome everybody that's new, everybody that haven't been here today. That is red wine, baby. You know I can drink wine when I'm doing this. Other than that, I can't drink red. And I'm not a big drinker anyway. So This is for spirit, which it doesn't seem that they need it to be coming through right now anyway. But you know, I sit when I give messages and when I commune. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I know that this is November, right? So the holidays are upon us and seasonal depression sets in. Those of us who are not in happy relationships, those that are single, those that whose life is not where it needs to be, the shadow work that hasn't been done rears its ugly head this time of the year. And we must be ahead of that. We cannot let past come on, y'all, dictate what our future is going to be and what our future is going to hold. Okay? We can't dictate that. So we can't allow our past to dictate that. We have to get in front of that. We have to stay on top of, listen, because when you face these things head on, there's no place for them to feed off of when you when you have these things brought to the forefront of your existence. For speak of the seasonal depressions. These are patterns that must be broken, and these are patterns that have to stop. And the only person that can stop these patterns are you. And you have to make sure that you don't go into another year carrying forward the patterns that you carried from the previous one, because look at how this one turned out. It is time to not sit in despair and depression and wallow in things that we make up in our mind that don't have any true value on what is going on with our current existence. We are allowing these things to feed and breed. And you can't walk into a spiritual journey allowing these things to feed and breed, because as you call in energy, your vibration is not right. And other things hear the signal that you are sending out, and it's a dangerous ball game when you do these things, and it's not for your best interest. Oh, child. I need you to understand the power of your birthdays and the energy from the day you touch on the soil. Mm-hmm. It is a very powerful day when you have spiritual gifts and are in liege with your people. You understand? You have to build up works to get close these ways, right? I come to give you knowledge. I come for and use she for show you what you can have if you put in the work to receive these things. It's not from a desire of something else, only to be what she for meant to be in this work and do she job. You understand? So these people, you must be strong in this work, because the more you do, the more people for shoot the shot at you. And I come and tell you these things because this one here take a lot of things. And you can't just look at how she handles to say that's all it is. Because when you wield the things in this way, it come with a lot of responsibility, and it come with a lot of targets on your back. So she come and she tell you these things because it's for your safety and your protection. And she experienced these things that you guys don't know nothing about, and you have to know how to get through it. Shit. Yes. There is a lot of jealousies that come with this walk, right? There are a lot of things behind the scenes that happen, right? I come with the fire that I do because people have been targeting me for quite some time, and if it weren't for my family's liege with the ancestors over centuries and decades, you understand, I don't know where I would be. So I stress the importance of that connection, that building that bond, that knowing who you have and what they do and who you can lean into when times of crisis arise, when times of war are brought to your door. How do you handle yourself in those moments? You got to keep your back strong, your feet planted, and your head still high, and not tip into the darkness and the trap that has been laid before you, because it's only a trap, you understand? And so you have to know all of the pieces to your puzzle that you have that helps you to bypass these things. And Alafia, my love. And so I come and I try to give you things that will begin your journey in a safe capacity, whereas you are opening up so that spirit can teach you. There is nothing, I've been blessed with elders, but my real sit down, get into spirit, the mounting, all of that kind of stuff, that comes straight through spirit, period. They have taught me, thank you, my love, they have taught me so much, it's not even funny. There is no better teacher than to get it direct from spirit, trusted spirits, elevated spirits, those that walk in light and spirit and truth, and those that come under the guise of God or Lodumare or Lofi Buddha, whatever you call the highest power source, right? It is a gift, and it is a blessing that I don't take lightly and I don't take for granted, and I don't need you guys to do that either. I get a lot of people that DM me and ask me to teach them, and they want to be able to commune with spirit being, and I rear them towards their ancestors, and I get a little bit of pushback, kind of, sort of, and it's like, you guys don't understand what that first level of foundation does for your walk. It solidifies everything. So it is the most important piece, if nothing else. There is no way that you can look at a veneration practice that is done throughout multiple different nationalities, traditions, lineages, cultures, the vastness of it all there. If you go to the root, and I'm talking about go back 100 years, don't just think about the times, the 2000s. Go back 100 years and see what were these ancestors doing as far as our culture is concerned. There was always a way to lay the rest to dead. There was always a way to send them off. There was always something that was done, and you guys need to know these things, right? That is where your foundational work comes in, because now you know what you have access to first. That's DNA bound, that's bloodline bound, that's your family bound, that's your lineage bound, that's yours, and can't nobody take that from you. Can't nobody step in between that and you. Those are your people and you are them, and they're the ones that's going to fight the hardest for you. So we go with them first, right? Next up is our spirit guides. I say that all the time. Well, your ancestors have to allow the door to open for these spirit guides to step forward. They don't open the door until you have a footing with them, a relationship with them. They're the ones who's in charge of that particular gate, right? The guides come out as you're able to handle, as you need, as you can deal with, as all of those things, as you learn, as you grow, as you vibrate at a frequency. Because understand this, these Madama energies, there is no such thing as a Madama who is of light and spirit and truth. She come in light and you vibrate low. She don't want to mount you. She don't want none of your energy on her. Hers is of light. Yours is shaky. Why would she want to dampen hers by coming to mount you? It doesn't work that way. You got to be clean, my loves. Your hands got to be clean. Your heart's got to be clean. Your mind got to be clean. Where you're doing this stuff from needs to be from a pure place of wanting more, desiring more. I need to learn. I know that there's another way. I know that there's more that I can do. I know that there are things that I don't know, and I know there's things that I cannot see. How do I get those things illuminated for me? That's the goal, right? So seasonal depression, this has been my go-to all week with my divinations. Put your coochies in the freezer. If you are single, put your coochie in the freezer. If you are single, put your penis in the freezer. This is frozen genitalia time, so that we can come out, hey Shoe Goddess, out of this season with some lessons learned, some shadow work completed, knowing ourselves just a little bit more, knowing ourselves independent of a relationship, knowing what we now want after our last relationship failed, looking at the patterns, looking at the responses, looking at the choices, looking at the type of character, looking at the red flags we missed. We coming out of that with notes on everything, so that this next season coming, we going into this with newfound energy, with some healed energy. What does that healed energy do for us? That leads the healed individuals towards us, because that is what we are emitting, a healed vibration. No longer of the desperation, no longer of the I'll take what I can get, no longer of the it is what it is, no longer if as long as he don't cheat in front of me, shut up. Like, no, none of those ridiculous ideas. That's not whole love, right? Yeah, put that, year-round ain't good. I mean, that sexual energy is a good manifestation energy. That is an energy that one just, you need that. So not all the time. No, you gotta throw that monkey out sometimes, but not all the time. And in that process, we get to find our talents. We get to find our passions, and then we get to come out with some bread. This is the time to be growing in our process of anything that we're looking to enhance and come out of this stronger. When the next season occurs, that's your blooming time. That's the time to start putting things into motion. Now is the time to be planning. Now is the time to be taking your notes, all of that kind of stuff. Don't let this time get away from you and think, oh, the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, I don't have a man, I'm depressed. I don't have a man either. I'm not depressed. I got new projects that I'm working on. I have a lot of work to do and a lot of work to get to. So and I have company all the time. I have 9,000 spirits in my house. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I ain't see nothing nobody said. I'm gonna go back. My apologies, guys. That. Do that. I'm sorry, guys. Anybody got any questions, feel free. My birthday was yesterday, and normally I'm sad for many reasons, but I took control and had so much thanks for being alive and very thankful. Absolutely. Happy belated V Sadie, my Scorpio sister. Okay. I'm feeling everybody's energy. We talking spirit tonight, guys. If y'all got any questions for clarity, if y'all have any questions for me, if you have anything that you want to know, I'm here to give you some clarity and some energy. Feel me? I'm here to give y'all energy all the time, because I understand that a lot of you guys don't have it and some of you guys need it. So here I go. Somebody had commented earlier on one of my posts about elders not holding elders accountable in these traditions. And the problem is being obsessed with sex. You can have fun, but the problem is when you see in a female or a man is sexual pleasure. Do you have knowledge in Palo pieces? I am a paleta, mommy. Yes, I do. Right, because it's an escape, right? If you're using it that way, then it's like an escape, if you will, right? It's escaping, giving you momentary pleasure, momentary escape. It's like a high, and so you're using it like you would use a drug. and that's not how you're supposed to be doing it. Pleasure is pleasure as long as both parties understand what it is. And you know, but you as spiritual people, we have to be careful with who we sleep with. Everything has to be looked at, right? Their energy can't be crazy, because then y'all don't even go through the practices of steaming your lingams and steaming your yonis, you know, to remove the energies that one has left when they penetrate you or when you penetrate someone else. That's a meshing of your bodies are connecting. So your energies are connecting. So you're pulling out things and leaving, and he's leaving things in energy base. And if their energies are not right, you getting that, and you gotta clean that off. You gotta clean that off internally with the steaming, right? And then externally with a bath. I know some Babalawos who swear they are a ruler themselves, shaking my head, doing shady shit in the dark. I know a lot of them. Fuck, what was that boo you transmitted? Right, I'm supposed to have knowledge in Palo, but listen, y'all can't. Palo is a closed mouth tradition. There is not anything that you can learn without being initiated into Palo. You gotta be down with your stripes to get information on it. You can't just go someplace and get an elder and not be in their presence at some time, because a lot of the learning with that is hands-on. You gotta be there. You gotta see it. They teach by you being in there, and they just throw you in the middle of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that there's books that's going to teach you anything on. The books that I have on Palo were written, put together, compiled by my elders, my tatas and them. His godfather, like the information came through my line. So I have my ceremony on Sunday. Yorayamiento? Brenda. Are you were you brought in as Yayi or as Pinot Nuevo? Welcome. Salam alaikum. Yeah, that's one, like, you can't even get the songs written down. That's a mix of 3 languages. Like, come on, y'all, what I'm supposed to do with that? But I tell you this, and this is why I tell you to work on your spiritual connection with your guides, because when I'm talking to them, they talking to me in English. They're not talking, you know what I'm saying, in all those, like they talking to me in English. When I hear them in English. Now, if we in a ceremony and we doing something, and that's what's flowing, and they want me like that, they'll speak to whoever in those languages. But when I hear them, it's English. What you saw? How y'all do in the U.S. to put a prenda together? Like, how do y'all take the stuff from the cemetery? I understand it's more restricted there or not. Boy, huh? You say this. These are energies of nature, and there's a way to do everything. Say it like that. A lot of us have relatives that are laid to rest here, so it's not so hard to get stuff from places here, because our dead is right here. Thank you, baby. Yeah, like, nah, nigga, like, I just said we don't talk about this. You're gonna ask me something that specific. Generals, sir, generals. Smacking Emmanuel. Always you. Cover your head. I'm sorry. Listen, they was on me fast and quick and in a hurry, and that just lets me know that they like, who got a question? I feel like I'm ready to go to a misa. I don't trust many people. Will you be having one soon? I don't have anything in the works right now as far as misas are concerned. I'll let you know though. I'll let you know. I've been doing a lot of Palo work. I've been doing a lot of other Espiritismo work, but not so much with misas. In a group setting. But they damn sure have 3 people rolling through here one after the other day. I was like, why is my door still ringing? Like, what is going on? And misas are good, you know what I'm saying? It's for you to feel that, to feel that current, that energy, to give your guides a chance to talk, your guides a chance to come out and say what it is that they need to say, to identify themselves, to tell the people in the room if you can't intuitively gather the information on them. How many of you guys sit in front of your bovedas or your altar spaces and ask your guides, if you don't know their names, ask them their names and see if a name pops in your head, and start jotting them down and see what you get. Palo is not the only tradition that uses models and Nganga or Prenda. No, never had. I felt that shit through the phone. I got you. No, Egoons, the ancestors have pots as well. The ancestors have pots as well. It is similar to a prenda, but it's not a prenda, right? But it is a pot that your dead work with the implements that are placed inside that pot. But the ancestors have to say that you need one. I'm not sure if this is a general question because I'm still learning, but is there a way around having your head shaved if it's needed, but want to keep you know, it's not a choice. You get your head shaved when you're making ocha. If that's what you're talking about, being crowned in ocha, they shave your head. There's no knots. I've heard of one lady who was crowned Oshun, and she's crowned 20-something years at this point, that they didn't make her shave her entire head. That's the one case that I've ever heard of. Everybody else, it is, you got to remember what shaving the head is. The energies that you've carried over years must be shaved off. You're coming in as a newborn, right? A newborn into your new walk, a newborn with the meshing and the melding of the energy of your Orisha and you together. That's supposed to be now getting you on a better path. So shaving the head is removing all of the old and starting anew. This past girl didn't know her and keeps asking what's her name. A few seconds later, yeah, they talk to you. I have, but I don't know my dad's side, so I just say my ancestors from my dad's side, who is up the nebulous. But how can you find them? Have you put in any works to find out who these ancestors were? Again, I always tell you that there's a get you got you with spirit, and everything is divined on. Can you wear your electes? Yes, I got my electes on now. One don't have nothing to do with the other. One doesn't have anything to do with the other. That protection from your Orisha and the protection from your spirits will work together. And I'm not saying like, oh, we're gonna clank and gang out. No, everybody knows what their role is. Everybody knows what they govern, and everybody knows what it is that they came to do for you. It's up to you to have everybody evenly distributed with your energy, with your attention, with your learning and your knowledge of them, and have everybody in accordance to what it is that they do and what it is that they came to do for you. If you're doing it tonight, my question, what's next, huh? What's next for who? For you? I keep hearing and seeing the name Bonnie. That's what they say, once you get crowned, you can't get initiated in Palo. Once you go to Orisha, that's the top of the line. You know, they normally don't want their child to be marked. And in Palo, in any of traditions, there's some type of markings that's done, right? Marking in some type of way, shape, or form. You've already been marked as the child of. You've been crowned. You've been initiated in that tradition. They don't want you to go back. That's why you're supposed to get scratched first and then go to Palo. I have seen in some people's letter that they still have to have a relationship with Palo. It is not a full scratching that is done. It is not done the same way. And it doesn't make the bond and the connection as strong as it should be or would have been had you done it the complete way prior to making Ocha. Let me say that. However, the Nkisi Melongo, which is the Palo spirits, will not turn their back on you should you need help, because somebody else messed you up in the road of where you were supposed to be going and what you were supposed to be doing. Remember, I always say, he who knows does not die like he who does not know. You did not know. This was not your fault. They will not turn their backs on you. However, the connection, it is not as solid as one who has gone through the full initiation, traditional full-on way. That answers the question. So write Bonnie down, and if you know you have spirit guides, women, and you don't know which one is Bonnie, ask her to show you in your dream. Ask her to show you her image. It's time to sit down at your boveda and do a little bit of meditation. However it is that you get your information from your spirit, you need to connect with that and see who Bonnie is, right? When I first started out, I have, they told, get this statue, this is going to represent her, this is going to represent him, this is going to do this, do that. So as I continuously started to do my prayers and stuff, I would sit there and then I would ask them, what's your name? What's your name, mommy? And I would sit there. And sometimes I would hear one or multiple names at one time, right? And then I would just go with whatever was loudest or whatever was repeating, and I would write it down. I would write down all of the names just in case. And then the one that was the loudest, the one that repeated, the one that when I went to sleep and got up the next day, I remembered that name. I didn't remember none of the other names. I remembered that name. That was one of my guides' names. So this is where your paperwork comes in. You're writing stuff down. You're paying attention to your dreams. All of that kind of stuff must come into play, because they be talking to y'all all the time. What? I have one grandpa that I never knew what he looked like. I knew his mama, and I would include him in when I say all my ancestors' names, but I only knew what he sounded like, but didn't know what he looked like. Can you find photographs? Anybody of the elders have them old aunts? They keep boxes of stuff. No one knows of him, only know his first name, so it's very hard to get much, but I try, Jada, to say. Whose father is he? Because that if he's alive or if he's deceased, records, vitalcheck.com is where you get birth and death certificates. So if he's on, if you said that's your grandfather, whoever's the child of the grandfather, if he's on their birth certificate, or if he's deceased, death certificate, like you gotta kind of look around in a circle to see where it links to him. A family member posted a pic on Facebook of him that same day. Oh wow. Because you was asking for it. He was like, I'm going to give it to you. They do that all the time. They do that all the time. I don't know if I have a connection to Palo. I heard that in Palo things move pretty fast. Have you experienced it? When you say things like what? You have two different paletos and ask the same question. That should clarify. Yes, my dreams are crazy all night. Different dreams. I go from one to the other. I've been writing them as soon as I wake up. Grandies, I don't believe you're built for... Wait, what? How you gonna tell her you don't think she's built for Palo? What do you mean? Not my father. He is not on my BC. You might want to have, if your dreams are like really crazy, you might want to have a dream catcher over your bed to help filter out some of those dreams. You also want to make sure that you're cleansing your head. Does it look like I care if you think I'm booked? Right, like I feel you, Grandizzle. Who is he? Who are you to say that? I already been to multiple priests in this edition, but not clear answers. Don't play with me, child. Pop him. Viarbita, I done told you about that mouth of yours. And at the same time, going to say that you don't have all of the information on Paula, but tell her what she's built for. That's the problem. This is what I'm talking about, working on self and not speaking out of turn and not speaking and being offensive to someone when there's something that you don't have enough knowledge about to speak on. Why would you do such a thing? And then to offend her. at the same time. Don't do that to people. Like, if I come at you guys with a message, at least I come with a resolution. That's the goal in being so forward with your conversation. It comes from, you got to have some knowledge, first of all, else it's just offensive, right? Secondly, you're not intuitive to the fact to know what's going on in this person's life, to even know whether or not they are built for something. Because a lot of times you don't know what you're built for until it's presented to you and placed in front of you, and then you get to see what it is that you're really made of. That's what 90% of this spiritual walk is about. You don't know what it is walking into it, but you know that you have faith, right? And that you had a role and a destiny to fulfill, and you stepped out on faith and said, I'm going to trust in the guidance that's been given, I'm going to trust in the call that's been put out to me, and I'm going to step into my power that I did not even know that it was here. Those are the ones that come out fighting out the gate. So who are you to say what she's not built for? Baby, I got your back. Don't do that. We don't do that over here. Stop that. Maybe that's why the numbers are confusing him. Yo, listen. That's why he ain't in it the way he's supposed to be in it, because that type of attitude says that I'm not going to use it correctly. I'm not ready for it. How about that? And you call this on yourself. Okay? Brenda. You don't do that. That's a problem with a lot of people in these traditions. That's a problem with a lot of people here. They want to tell you what's for you. I let the dead tell me what's for me. I don't care what humans say what's for me. My dead know what's for me at all times. And that's why I lean into them, so that they can tell me what's good for me and where I'm supposed to be. Not from the tongue of man. Because the tongue of man speaks from an egotistical place, and a place of unlearned and unhealed character, and out of turn, without the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom behind that. So you must be careful with how you make people walk away from you feeling when you're in these traditions. When you call yourself the sons and daughters of. When you call yourself initiates of. It comes with a responsibility to embrace the children that are to come after us. To teach them the right way, to show them the right things, to show them the power that they have within themselves that they don't yet know is there. We're supposed to illuminate that light, not dim it, piss on it, or shit on it in any kind of way, shape, or form. Should they turn their hands, that's on them. But we don't do that to them. That's not what an elder does, and that's not what when the sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. If you know them palo sticks, them palos are sticks. Palo means stick. And in a bundle, you get 21 of those in each tradition. You understand? And that's unbreakable, because there's a force and a power behind each and every one of those palos. And you don't know it until it's placed in your hands. Don't do that. I don't like that. Don't do that. We don't co-sign bullshit around here. And aren't you the one that asked me something about elders holding elders accountable in the traditions? And here you are doing the same things that they do to people that come in, making them feel less than, unappreciated, unwelcome. Don't do that. If we're going to ask about others holding others accountable, then we must hold ourselves accountable, and you owe her an apology. So be a man and do that. We must accept the faults that we have about ourselves. That's part of our shadow work. We must accept the problems that we have, which sometimes is our mouths. That's shadow work. We must accept these things about ourselves and say, you know, those things are not right. I could do them differently. I should do them differently. Maybe people will respond to me differently. You ever thought about that? That's that underlying energy that resides on you, that people feel on you. And you say, oh, they think I have a weird energy. It's not weird. It's mixy, see? It's mixy. And you call this attention to you. Nobody aimed you. You did this by speaking your tongue the way you speak your tongue. To people who don't deserve you, speak your tongue that way. Plenty of people you should speak a way to, and you don't. So you don't come here and do it here. That's not nice. Moving on. And again, there's a lot of things that I started this off by saying when there's issues and energies and jealousies and things in this tradition, we stand firm, we plant our feet, and we hold our head high. I got a question. I got nun spirits. Thank you, VR, but we appreciate that. I appreciate that. So I got a question. I got some nun spirits, and it is one night at my bovla, and I was with the candle, and I saw a outer shadow of the thing that were on top, and I jumped. I was expecting. What do you mean? Wait. So I got a question. You have a nun spirit, and it was one night at your bovla, and it was with a candle, and you saw an outer shadow of the thing that were on top. An outer shadow of what? How can you clean your bed? You clean your bed the same way you clean your body. You put the solution of whatever your cleansing bath you've made, put it in a bottle, spray it on your mattress, spray it underneath your bed, or mop underneath your floor or your rug or whatever you have. I take crushed cascarilla efun and wipe it on my mattress. I wipe it on my pillows before I put my cases on, all of that. If it's a problem when you're sleeping, I also put, I don't, but sometimes I do, camphor in a glass of water and some anil, some bluing, in a glass under your bed to help catch the negative energies while you're sleeping. You can also put camphor in the four corners of your room. That the nuns would, oh, that would be scary. But she let you know she was there. You know what I'm saying? So that's an excellent thing. Those first pop-ups, they be scary sometimes because you don't be expecting it. You asking for something, and until it manifests itself, you be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody caught that before. I caught that plenty of times. I mean, I don't put y'all playing with them shadows and stuff. I be flipping. You know? Now I'm not so scary of it because I'm so used to seeing shit. I just be like, what? That be my face. Good, bad, or indifferent. Like, what the fuck? Yes. They let you know that they are present. What's next for you? So since you've had some connection and you've had some clarity and you had some freeing of a lot of things that were weighing you down, it is time for you to now sit with your spirits and get more hands-on where they're concerned. You're good with the herbs. You're good. You don't make nothing. You know. You don't. You're not consistent with your divination of your reading of your cards. It's time for you to channel some of that new fresh energy back into them. It's time for you to be able to get a lot of these answers of the questions that you have from them, because you're not getting it, that tells me that you're not sitting in that space with them enough. You've cleared out a lot of things that were kind of restricting your access, right? But now that means that now you got to stay on that path to make that connection with them. That's what's next for you. You should be able to start reading your cards like nobody's business. No book. and you have multiple decks of cards because you got multiple energies. Have you learned anything new about, I'm talking to Cool Waters, have you learned anything new about your people, right? With all of the information that you've gotten from them, anything new have you learned about them independent, on your own, right? Any of their likes, any of their dislikes, any of the things that they have access to, any of the things that they did, any of the things that they can help you procure in order to do something where a business venture is concerned. These energies, you guys have to remember that these energies, you talk to them like you talk to me. All right, sis, I see your headpiece. Who that? And what's your name? What's your name? As soon as I see one, I'll be like, who that? Who are you and how you come? What's your name? They'll answer you sometimes. A lot of times. When I sit there and be like, what's your name? I'll hear it real quick. And remember, don't expect to hear it out loud, right? I'll get it in here a lot. A lot. Most of my conversations be in here. They don't need everybody to hear what we talking about. It's between me and you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my spirits real regular, you know, with respect, because they're, you know, most of them are old people. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't got to be fucking with you anyway. So always come through with respect. I feel to my spirit that I know spirits when I throw my tarot, but the messages always there's too many messages shooting out at one. You have to know whose cards belong to which spirit. Wow, so everyone in my court that reads cards should have their own. Yes! Girl, you've been here the longest, and each one who reads tarot cards has their own deck of cards. You ever see me here I said I did a video where I pulled one card for each, a couple cards for each one of them, and showed you me switching off energies. This is saved on my page. These past few days, my right ear feels like someone is whispering in it, but I can't hear and I have no idea what's being said. Wash your head. When's the last time you did a full head wash? It's time to clean your heads, guys. Yes, they have asked for libations and light done. I never even ask questions. How do you not? Y'all don't talk to y'all spirits. They answer y'all. If I could talk to them and get an answer from them, why you think that they'll talk to me and not you, and they're yours? You know? You gotta know whose cards belong to which energy. You don't know whose card belongs to who. So you don't know how many guides do you have. How many of them are Madamas? How many Madamas do you have? How many gypsies do you have? Are any of your ancestors the ones reading your cards? Is there a native that's reading your cards? Each individual energy reads a separate deck of cards. Yeah, we like you to thank us, but you know how you thank us? Get your energy over here, because we're bored. Sorry. They bored. Spirit gets bored. They get bored. They don't want to just be sitting here watching you fuck around. In the beginning, but you know how you've been better at reading your cards, K-Dot. So it's not about being slow as long as you getting it. I know now, 310, yeah, a few years ago, I knew nobody is an interference. You have to wash your head and your body, and you need to do a series of head washes and body washes, full-on cleansings, if you feel that there is some sort of interference. Okay? All right. You need to be over there talking. What do I need to know today? Is there anything that I need to know that I don't know? Is there anything that's hidden from me that I need to know? What should I be working on? I straight go over there, and this is how I come to my ladies in the morning. Grand rising, everybody. Good morning. How y'all doing? What y'all know? Who did something? Talk to me. And I sit down. I like their cigarettes. I give them their coffee. I sit here with my coffee, and I sit here quietly and see what they saying. Yeah. What's next? You slow than the motherfucker talking about what's next. Bitch, if you don't move, you got all of the clarity in the world, right? You got all of the stuff in the world. The basics. What are the basics? Maybe I should be flipping these cards to see what's going on in my life. You're supposed to be reading these cards without touching the book. It has nothing to do with the book. It has everything to do with that spirit that's standing over at, looking at you going like this with the card. She's explaining to you from the card what it is about you that she needs you to know. It don't got nothing to do with what the book says. It's about her energy and how she interprets the cards. That's how, I keep saying this, that's how there's one deck of cards and everybody use them and the answers be different across the board. You can tell someone who has studied the book to someone who reads via intuition and spirit's connection. It's a different type of reading altogether. It is a different type of information that's given with resolution, and you know, when these old ladies is giving this information, they getting in your business, because what are old ladies? Nothing but nosy. Root. They going to the root. They don't care nothing about all that other stuff you talking about now, but we gonna get to the root of it. That's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how you started this. That's what we want to talk about. F what you talking about. Right? It ain't about what you talking about. It's about what we talking about. Because we see this. And we need you to pay attention to this. They clearing out stuff for you. Yes, this is why I don't like reading other people. But why? At some point, you're going to have to start doing that anyway. You might as well practice on your family. Yeah, well, the card should, listen, that helps. As long as you keep a balance and know what you like, you know what I'm saying? The role is to get the story from the cards and then relay that to the person and then ask the questions to see what parts of these, because, you know, sometimes they'll be like, oh, it's not that. It is that. Stop lying. This next card said this, that. It's all flowing together. I can humbly say I'm a master at divination, but I never flow as good when I'm been eating wrong or have a lot without recurrent herbal baths over my head, but that's me. But you know what your requirement is for you to be able to be clear. That's the purpose. At least you know, right? So if you're not getting clarity, you know, go clean myself, right? Most of y'all people are just waiting for the clarity for them to get that vibration, that frequency open for you to get the messages. So that's why we clean ourselves all the time. Head washes. For those of you that are having trouble communicating, y'all should be doing head washes, right? I put a post on my page, but there are a bunch of things that you can clean your head with, right? Herb-wise. We're talking herbs and whites. Nothing with thorns, nothing heavy, and nothing like that on your heads, right? Nothing with grease and oils in it. No, none of that kind of stuff. Hello, baby. On your head. We don't. Anytime we do anything with cleansing, remember, no oils, because oil sticks, and cleansers need to wash off, right? Sweetening stuff, we'll use oils because sticking is fine, but for cleansings, no oils, right? Essential oils are made from what? Herbs. What are we using? Just the herbs, not the oils. People, grandma be telling me stuff because grandma knows she can hear, you can hear her. When they realize that, and they coming like that, and it's somebody, grandma, they like, you can, I've been trying to talk to this one and they're not listening, but I know you can hear me because we on the same frequency. Tell them this. Get a message and go about your business. Don't get involved in whatever. If you could get the information and you hear it, tell them and go about your business. Don't follow me. I tell Spirit that all the time. Don't follow me. I gave you the message. Now go on. Don't follow me. All right. My job is done. Boundaries. Human boundaries, spirit boundaries, all kinds of boundaries. Okay? All right. Using discernment when choosing a mate. I need y'all to stop with the facade of, somebody had asked me before about being in a relationship where one person is into spiritual practices and the other one is more religious. I don't know. It's all in what that person is willing to give, what that person is willing to accept. How are y'all meshing and melding of the tools? If there's judgment involved, it's not gonna work. If I say get up, we gotta clean ourselves, and you be like, okay, then we're good. I'm not going to your church. I'm not doing none of that spiritual stuff you're doing. I'll read the Bible when I need to read the Bible, and I'll lean into my Catholic saints or whoever, whatever I got that comes through my courts, right? Because I got a lot of blanquitos back there. I done told y'all this before. So you got to lean into what they did sometimes. Is that my regular? Absolutely not. So as long as they can be okay with what it is that I'm doing for my path and what you're doing for your path, and it doesn't cause conflict or confusion, and you're willing to do, then it shouldn't be a problem. For me, that wouldn't work. I'm doing it just slower than most. Generational curse breaking ain't easy, especially if the youngins don't listen. Mint white flowers, coconut water for 3 days straight, fresh and sweet herbs always. Right. But sometimes y'all need some cleansing herbs on your head too, though. You know, it's not always just the fresh and sweet, right? Algodon, which is cotton, that's the cleansing and purification herbs. You're looking for purification herbs when you're doing your head. Prodioso, right? That's siempre viva, the leaf of life. That goes on your head, you know. Roses can go on your head. We say nothing with thorns, but roses are the exception because it's a soft, sweet flower, right? So you can put roses on your head. The petals, of course. Aloe, we put aloe in our hair all the time. Aloe is protective and cleansing, right? So you can put aloe on your head. Those types of things. Lavender, which is calming but also protective. You can put lavender on your head. Y'all have to get the herbs involved in this as well. Everything when you're going over your head is some efun and cascarilla is always in there, always. You know, did I put that up there with the head washes? I don't know. We don't put perfumey stuff on our head. Honey on your head all the time. When you're doing a sweetening part, you put honey, right? When we do rogations, we put honey. There's honey honey goes in the rogations, period. You know what I'm saying? They ask for the for the rogation, right? But you can put honey in your head washes when it's the sweet one. Absolutely. Yeah, those are good. Y'all need to, and cotton leaves. Yes, I got some growing right now. I planted some seeds like 3 weeks ago, and they start sprouting. My cotton is growing. I tell you all the time, I grow everything, right? I got cotton growing in here. I'm so hyped, you don't even understand. And what do we use it for? To clean our heads, to clean our bodies, right? The stuff that I grow is the stuff that y'all get from the Botanica, only it's coming straight from my hands. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it is imperative. Y'all should be growing some stuff in your house. All you need is a plant lamp. And the watering cones that go in to water the soil from the bottom. That's all you need. Plant lamp. I use the organic soil that's in my highlights, and I buy heirloom seeds, right? Or for Etsy. That's it. All my stuff grows. I don't have no problem growing nothing, and I don't live in a house. It's an apartment. Plant lamp, water. That's it. And attention. I spray my plants multiple times a day. I'm always in there. I smoke my plants out when I'm smoking out my house. I hit my plants too. Remember, everything has energy. So if I'm going to smoke out the house because of energy, I'm going to make sure that my babies are taken care of too. R.I.P. Yo, my fish died, y'all. Oh my God, my goldfish died. Both of them. One went. Couple of days later, I watched the other one. I was like, oh, he finna check out too. They lasted through all of them since the plague started, so over 2 years. And they was food. I told you I bought them to feed my turtles with. They weren't even supposed to be here. Spirit, what do I need to be aware of before the year ends? Weren't you the one that was at your... Oh, this is Bane House. What do you need to be aware of before the year ends? Thank you, Shoe Goddess. Paying attention to your feelings. Stop comparing apples to oranges. You are worthy. You are supposed to be connecting with the cycles of the moon to do a lot of your workings. This is not for everybody. I'm specifically talking to Vein House. That is in her trajectory. That is in her traditional line to work with nature forces in that manner. This is not for everybody. Just because the new moon is coming and they got this one and the eclipse this, and I tell you all the time, I don't astrology, and it doesn't hinder anything that I do with spirit. I follow the moon to know when it's going to be full, as far as when it's growing to do works to grow, or when I'm cleaning, when it's waning to take stuff away. That's the full brunt of me and my astrology isms. That's it. This is for her. Okay? You're comparing apples to oranges, and you're not taking stock in what it is that you have access to and what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You got a lot of gifts and a lot of stuff and a lot of people that are willing to work with you. But you can't compare how somebody else does something with because they don't got what you got. Pretty awesome how fast this develops when you do the right by y'all. She said that so casually. R.I.P. I swear, I was like, yo, he finna croak. I watched him for 2 days. Yo, 2 days later, he was gone. He was like, Queen, tell me the energy that surrounds me. When you say the energy that surrounds you, what does that mean? Vein House, that's what's next for you. Figuring out what the hell you supposed to be doing. You've been dragging your feet for a long time, and I still haven't seen anything of a product launch. Nothing. Coming soon. Nothing. What's in store for you is a dragging if you don't move your ass. That's what's finna happen. How about that? Do you know how much my spirit loves you? Spirit, I say relax, but my spirit jumps when you come. They like, if you don't tell us, I don't know. If you don't tell her, I don't know who gonna tell her, because she don't listen. They don't be listening. Thank you. I don't know why you're not moving. You need to, for you, there's an eclipse that's coming on Friday. I want you to look into your traditions on this type of eclipse and see what workings that they used to do. Now, I tell y'all on astrology, so don't lose your shits, right? But in the darkness of all of the sun and the moon and everything being covered, that's everything dark. Black, colored black absorbs all colors. So I would ask for you in that service for self to remove everything that's hidden and reveal it to you, and also to take away your fears, to take away your apprehension, to take away whatever's binding you and holding you back, to take away the idea that you can't make it, that you can't do, that you are not enough. Take away all of that stuff so that when that moon peeks back out, it now illuminates all of that. Because remember, once the moon is full, right after it starts to leave, take all that stuff away with it. Vein House, that was for you. Nigga was swimming with his belly. Yo, no, not even laughing. The first one died face up like that, right? Crazy looking. I told my sister, I was like, could you come get him for me, please? He looks crazy. I can't take him out. The other one died face down. I've never seen a fish that don't float. That motherfucker was stuck to the bottom of the tank, tail up, face down. Nothing was holding him in place. I'm scared to ask anything about my folks. I can only imagine. What you mean? Oh, that means you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing either, huh?
with this thing. I got issues though. Why I gotta rush now? I got get. No. It ain't. You ain't got no issues, and this ain't rushing because you've been at this for years. Meaning, are the good ones coming my way? The good spirits coming your way? Zakia, what are you doing spiritually? Do you have an ancestral shrine set up or a boveda? What do you have in your house? What are you doing spiritually to be asking, are the good ones coming your way? Are you emitting an energy calling the good ones towards you? Are you doing anything to bring them your way? Are good things coming your way? Well, that's not how we read here, honey. If you want me to pull a card for you, I'm going to pull a card for you. And if it's something that's going to pop you, they're going to pop you. I'm feeling very poppy energy. What's up with your ancestors' altar? What you got going with your ancestors right now, honey? Oh, good girl. You know. You pull one. You supposed to be having your cards out right now, pulling them. I'm still waiting to know what Zakia doing with her ancestors. Hello, my love. This is a time of quick movement for you, Shoe Goddess. Things are about to move really fast for you. And you got a couple of storms that are coming your way, but you also have a lot of help that's behind you. You got a lot of light that's behind you as well. Your dead is behind you, banging for you. But you have got to make sure that you stand firm in what you're doing and that you... it's a radical rebirthing time for you. You have to be open to receive the blessings and the information that you get from Spirit at this time. You're given the energy, but you got to remember that it is a balance of giving and receiving, right? And you have to learn how to not give too much, and this is for humans, right? Not to give too much if they are not giving back unto you, right? The radical rebirth, the quick change. Let me show you what you got. This was the first one, which was storms, and that's Oya. But if you look in the clouds, those are faces. I always see faces in clouds, right? And in that, she has the 9 rings, right? And the lightning. So you have power, and I always see images, right? For me, these are spirit, right? Oya is the bringer of the dead, right? She birthed the Egun. She gave birth to Egun. The bringer of the dead is Babaluaye. But Oya gave birth to Egun. So when I see this is your dead, right? So they're behind you. They're telling you that there's storms that are coming. You have got to make sure that you use those storms for your radical rebirth. It's not for you to be taken off course. You got young to care for, and the world is in your hands. You understand? So you have everything that's working for you. Keep your feet planted and stay fast. Stand fast in what it is that you're doing. Don't stop your cleansings. Don't let this seasonal depression mess you up. You know what I'm saying? Don't let any of those things cause you to do backtracks from all of the work that you've been doing thus far. Because the time for giving and receiving is upon us, right? That she is, who's this supposed to be? Matt, oh, come on. 16 Lords. of spirituality and all of the elements at play. So you need to make sure that you got to pay attention to the elements. You need to learn a little bit more about fire, air, water, and earth, and the way we use them where spirit is concerned, the force behind each of the elements, and incorporate that into what it is that you are doing. Stop giving so much and you're not getting nothing back. That's one of your boundary issues. You got to learn better boundary issues for your life. Not just with mates. This is with family, friends, everybody. The boundaries must put in place. The radical rebirth is you changing all of the things about you that had you being used. You know, not being honored, right? As a spiritual goddess that you are, you don't demand or command honor in return for the things that you give out. You just let people do you any kind of way, and you think, oh, I'm a nice person. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, you need to get to the water a little bit more, and you right there by the water. I'm doing donation-based stuff tonight, my love. My son being here on point, he is definitely gifted. Yeah, and you gotta learn, because you gotta teach him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta nurture his gifts so that when he's older, he's lit. I was gonna ask no more. Them talk so fast. Nah, but for real, I might have been a tap tit for a while, but they just started talking to me all at once. Yeah, that's how it happens sometimes. I do not have a full on altar set up because I just moved. Do you at least know the names of your ancestors and their stories? Whereas you have the names written down so that when you go to set this altar up, you don't have to now be starting from scratch searching for information. Are you already putting your energy out to locate who's who and what's what? Direct question. I was taken to that mountain, yes or no. What you think, Cool Waters? The fact that you have the question is like, what you think? Who's in the mountains? Come on, you know better. Dizzle, what's your name? Grand Dizzle, what's your name? Shelby. Y'all already know. Some of these cards, the brightness, kind of small. Shelby, you do something where music is concerned? You're into music? You're a musician? Come on, face. Want to hear from another. Oh, cut it out. You got to learn to trust your spirits. They get sick of you asking other people for clarification when they talking to you. You know, they get mad when you do that all the time. I love music put on back burner because of life. So they said that this is a time for you to have courage with your strength. You're fearless, and you got that warrior energy with you. You got to remember who you are with your culture and your resilience and your beliefs. What are you doing as far as spirit is concerned? Do you have an altar set up? Because you are very much in commune with spirit. Like, yeah, and it's your ancestral spirits. Where your people from? You be dreaming a lot? You have native blood, baby? Indigenous blood? Yes, I did, but I had to move because mold, so I'm in a hotel. You need to at least have the names of your ancestors and a little tea light candle and a glass of water and talk to them. Still talk to them, even though you are where you are. You talk to them and you ask them for assistance and you getting yourself out of where you are. They from Panama, yes, I dream, but I can't remember them as of now. You have, that's so crazy that you said that they're from Panama. Look at this picture. This is the remember who you are. Wow. Culture, resilience, and your beliefs. You have to lean into that. The first card that I got was the have courage, right? You're in a time that's testing you right now, but you're supposed to have courage like these warriors, right? That says strength, fearlessness, and warrior, right? This too shall pass, baby. Yeah, this too shall pass. They're saying that they're with you, and right now, lean into the music. Lean into music to change your energy until you are able to come out of there, right? Remember when we give energy and music to the ancestors and our spirit guides, that's energy, that's the energy source as well. And sometimes if that's all you have to offer them, they'll accept that. You know what I'm saying? They see what your situation is, but they want you to remember who you are. Right? It says culture, resilience, and your beliefs. Don't slide on any of those things just because of your current existence, right? And it says be an open channel. It says mediumship, ancestors, and spirit. So that means that your people are so close to you, right? You have guides that are there. You have started to build a bond and a relationship with them. And so, yeah, sing to them. Sing to them. Play their music, play their songs. You need to dance just a little bit to move some of that energy as well, and sit and listen, because they're going to give you some ideas. That mediumship thing tells me that they can communicate with you. Do you hear them or do you see them? Yeah, they talk to you all the time, baby. And it's not just your ancestors. You have some spirit guides back there as well. There's you got a lot of people, and they, oh man, you got some strong ones. And listen, because of the situation that you are in, they recognize it. And so even the smallest amount of what you have and can give them, you know I got the viejita glasses, the tea light candle, they accept this from you because they know. You understand? I kept hearing that Katy Perry song Eye of the Tiger today like 3 times, no matter where I was. Yes, they letting you know, like, you listen, this too shall pass. We all come against hard times from time to time, and it's to see what we're made from, to see what we're built from, to see what it is that we are going to do. They're saying don't not lean into us, because this is how you come to work with us, to hear us. And so just because you're here, don't think that you are without them. We go where you go. We are where you are. Don't forget us, because we're not going to forget you. This is just a moment in time, right? It doesn't take from who you are or what you're going to be and or have. Warriors, sometimes, you know, don't forget that that's what you are, genuinely. Right? Don't forget that. And don't forget that you leaned into music as your peace mode. That's what calms you. That's what balances you for now. That's what gives you the moment of peace out to just leave the bullshit for a moment, right? And just enjoy some of your own music as well. Yes, they do music. They can. Right? Because they know that you love music, so they're going to use what it is that they can manipulate to get your attention. So that is one of the ways that they communicate with you. They want you to remember, the Eye of the Tiger thing was remember who you are. Right? And then that they're telling you to be an open channel for spirit, your ancestors and your spirit guides. That means that they are trying to communicate with you. They are there with you. Don't think that because you are here, we left you. Okay? You haven't left them, so why would they leave you? You know I had to pull out the BA glasses. I can't see. I'm doing just donation based. And listen, I tell y'all all the time, we sing to our that's one of the services that we provide, is to go and sing to people's dead. You know what I'm saying? It's about the energy that we pull. It's about the spirit guides that walk with us and the spirits that walk with us that pull other people's spiritual energies forward. Yes. So this is the confirmation for you to don't forget these things. Your situations happen. It does not negate what it is that we are, who it is that we are. This is a moment in time, baby. This is a moment in time. And sometimes it takes something like this for you to be extra appreciative of what they're going to bring you. I'm doing donation-based stuff, so just tell me your name and throw me a donation, and we go from there. Oh, I did have a. No, that wasn't a question. Is your name Tiffany? Was it a straight up question or a general? A general, Tiffany. Only question for spirit, so I take this to court, and is what I'm asking for too little or too much? That's you. That you want to read it, honey. We doing donation based, quick 1, 2, 3s. Like, I would need to know more about your case. But I would tell you to, as far as your court case is concerned, do a little, like, take copies of your court papers and give them to the ancestors so that they know who's who and what's what. And I would tell you to get a little bit of honey and put it over there with your little ancestral setup that you have. If you have particular spirit guides that work court cases, you can also give them a little bit of something so that they know the judge, you know, all of the docket information, the dates, everything, right? So that they can work that case for you to make sure that it is working for your best your highest good, you know, since you come out on top. Have you been taken advantage of spiritually within this any, did you ask for something, or you were supposed to receive something, or you did something spiritually that was supposed to help you, and it wasn't, you got scammed or taken for a ride, or you feel like they're not giving you what you're supposed to be having, you feel like this is not where you're supposed to be or who you're supposed to be working with? This is for Tiffany. Tiffany. Yes, you did. Let me tell you how I know. So the first thing was that you're listening for the truth. You're tired of people taking advantage of you, right? It says that you are supposed to be the hunter and not the hunted, right? And it's time for you to release a lot of allegiances that you feel tied to, right? And stop worrying about letting people go and cutting people off. If you didn't get what you were supposed to receive, if they didn't lead you the right way, if it wasn't the truth, then it's time to break free, right? The best way to be the hunter and not the hunted is to go in with knowledge, wisdom, and a connection with the team that you have, which is your ancestors and your spirit guides, independently. Like, you guys don't understand that you don't have to join someone's house or pay somebody a bunch of money in order to find out basic information, right? So as long as we can identify your ancestors, right, we know who's who, what's what, we know who came in light and spirit and truth, and we know the good that they did. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle. Sacred Rebels Oracle. And then with the spirit guides, we need to know their names, we need to know who they are, and we need to know what tools they use. That starts you off, and that you can get from a regular divination, right? I do ancestral divinations. We get that through regular divinations. Who these people are, what it is, who the spirits are, what they want, what they drink, what they smoke, what do they use to communicate with you, cards, pendulums, crystals, whatever, bones, whatever, right? You then have to start working with them. You have to start elevating yourself. You have to do your shadow work. You have to be more independent with your studying and your connection practices with your guides, right? So you need to be having that ancestors shrine set up to at least have the foundation taken care of, right? We entrust them, and we venerate our ancestors, and we build strength and give energy into them so that they're able to be a fence in the battle for us, right? To keep these people away from us, to keep us only energy drawn, and not out of desperation, but out of the ancestors' direction to send you in a certain direction. So discernment is required with you to learn how to identify the red flags in people, the things that I need to be paying attention to. Are they offering me the sun, the moon, and the stars way too easily? Spirit don't work like that. I can't tell you, any of you, You're going to have this, and this. It is said, it is done. Get the fuck out of here. You could do 19 things in between what I saw and the actualization of what it is that you were supposed to have. I have a girl who throws texts on me constantly. You need to be washing yourself constantly, doing a spiritual bath constantly, and that has to be divine on, like specifically, not you just thought, right? And then if she's just doing some regular, she went and bought candles, she's not initiated into nothing, she just knows a few tricks and things of that nature, then you definitely need your ancestors in power, because they could whip her ass. If she's in some type of spiritual traditions or anything like that, you definitely need your ancestors strengthened and bond with them, because they will open the door for what the more is that you need. The spirit guides that come back there with the gang straps, they will, even if you specifically haven't done enough work, when there's war at your door, they'll snatch them doors open, because it's about preservation, saving the child, saving you. You know what I'm saying? If they're coming from a place that they're throwing from something that the ancestors don't have the ability to fight, they snatch them doors open for the guides that come through with them things. Feel me? So it is imperative that you do those rompe brujerias, the rompe murallas, the arrasa con todo, all of those hexing spiritual herbs to cleanse that stuff off of you, right? Clean your house, everything, right? And then how does she still have access to you? And why is she throwing at you is the question that I'm being told to ask you. Was there a man involved in this? Tiffany? Tiffany, was there a significant other or somebody that was in the middle that she keeps constantly throwing at you? Maybe she's gone. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, my son, father, he was engaged. She was the mistress. Yeah. It says that it's time for you to come to life again, right? And repaint your story the way that you need to see it, and understand that you are in the world and not of the world. You have got to be more into that mothering energy and light that you are supposed to. Please tell me he's gone. Please tell me that the relationship as far as you and him is finished, but you know, not the one with him and his child. The one with you and him is finished. That particular relationship should be done, because it's you gray right now, baby, and it's time to paint your picture with some nice lively colors again. You know, you should be wearing nice pretty colors. No more dark colors, no more bland drab grays and blacks and navy blues and the dark stuff that you light colors brings life again, is what you should be looking for. And I hope that you have gotten rid of him. If you have not, the time is now Why is she still, she's with, so she's, the baby daddy is dealing with her now, and you're no longer dealing with him. Am I right? But they're together, and when the baby goes to see him, she's around him. Okay. Are you still with the baby daddy? Baby, are you still with him? Are you still dealing with him? She works with, but are you still dealing with him? Are you still with him? Because her working with him and her working him and sleeping with him are two, these are all different ball games. We got soccer, football, and baseball. 3 different ball games. You're not with him. It's been years. She works with him. So why is she still, I don't understand. There's a lot of stuff here that's not making a lot of sense to me, but okay. She works with him. But that doesn't, that, I would tell you, how do you know that she's still throwing stuff at you? How do you know that it's her and not somebody else? Did you have this divined on? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be this particular woman. So if you had it, what did they tell you to do to fix it? Because the divination is not with tarot cards. The divination is with like some sort of tradition, right? That means that it comes with a fix. It comes with a lariche. It comes with a solution. We don't, if we're doing any type of divination, not a tarot reading, a divination comes with a solution. We're talking to specific energies that's going to tell us what the problem is and then how to stop it or how to fix it. Were you told that you needed to be initiated into some type of system in order to stop some stuff or to receive something to stop some stuff? With that divination, what were you told? Of the things that you were told, did you complete them? And did they give you a fix? Cleanse, just a cleanse. That's it? And is the cleanse like herbs, or was there a bird involved? Any animal? Because when it's this type of thing, and it's something that's persisted for years, yes, a bird. That don't stop it though. So who took, see, I want to ask you off of here, because I got a lot of questions. When there's birds involved, that means it's either Palo or it's Ocha, right? Those two things, there's a spirit or energy that says, I'm going to take it, right? Give it to me. When we give them that bird, we're giving them the life force. For we either take the bird and clean you with it, or we offer it to them for them to take the job, right? They take the job and then they take care of that person and the works that they did. I have more questions for you. Please DM me at some point this evening so that we could talk about it, okay? I don't want to, it's too much stuff here. Because the last card I got for you was this lady with a suitcase saying that every single step, every journey starts with a single step. So it's time for you to make a move in some type of a direction. This one has light pouring out of her chest and emanating into a pathway. You're supposed to be doing something more spiritually. And we need to get into what it is that you're supposed to be doing and what it is that you need. Because whatever, that wasn't enough. Does anybody else have any questions? Did I miss anything or anybody? Oh, I'm not taking any apprentices, my love. Not right now. How can I learn everything from what was said to you to begin my journey? The first thing that I'm going to tell you to do is, if you don't have anything set up with your ancestors, you need to start finding out who of them were good people. Do you at least have a relationship or some type of a shrine for your ancestors at this time, baby? You're welcome, babe. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for receiving and listening to me come here and do these things. You know, I want y'all to have the knowledge. So if you got questions, still please ask them. You know what I'm saying? If you want something that you don't understand, some type of clarity, where should you be going? What's my next step? Like, talk to me. No. For what? You just got flipped on. They was like, don't use the cards in the first place. They don't need that for you. You want a card, you gonna get flipped on. Why y'all don't never know when to stop? How to do this? I'm the first in my family who's not an American Christian. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not the first. You're the only one you know. The first step is finding out who your ancestors were. Finding out who the good ones were. Finding out who was the matriarch. Who was the one that took care of everybody's kids. Who was the ones that everybody respected regardless of whether they were in the streets, whether they were spiritual, whoever they were. Nobody questioned or disrespected this woman. Here to learn. Wherever I can, I don't know where to start. Please, any message from the spirit. I send divination. Georgia, what's your name? The message, Cool Waters, is you should be reading the cards your goddamn self. Go get them. Go get your head wrap. Go get your water. Go sit here and do. You should be doing this right now. Right now. Hey, come Kofi. How far? Do you know your grandmother? Is she still alive? Backwards records checks. We go to the oldest, nosiest person in the family and start looking through photo albums and say, who this? It's just what I'm saying. They like... Cool Waters, I don't know why you messing with me. They don't want me to use the cards with you. They cussing you out straight up, watching you. Dead as hell, all of them. Oh, it's dead as hell, all of them. Okay, so death certificates. Death certificates will give you the name, and if they would marry, it would usually, give you the family members that signed off on the death certificate. So that's going to give you more names. That's how I got a bunch of names from death certificates. Vitalcheck.org in the state that they lived in or died in will give you that information. That will be my mom. She was the glue. Is she still alive? Because if she's not, that's the first person that goes on your altar. Any cousins, aunts, uncles, that you know of that were decent people, that were good people. They didn't harm anybody. When they passed, they were good energies. Those are the people that you put on your altar. Anybody who had a tumultuous life, that may have died in a horrific way, that were shoot 'em up bang bangs and crazy wild style people, we start off with them at the Catholic Church offering intention-based masses for our line. And we asked Grandma, who was the strong matriarch, to stand at the gate and don't let nobody come through that gate until they are coming through in light. You only allow those in light and spirit and truth to come through, even your dead. So I got live cousins that we had fallen out with and will never talk, but their parents are my uncles and uncles. I get thoughts of them at my altar when I say my ancestors' names, but I feel, why you don't add them? The cousins were the issues, not the aunt and the uncle. You had a good relationship with them, right? Evelyn, okay, I'm sorry, baby. Evelyn, I'm coming to you. Why are you uncomfortable talking to them? You thinking of them, right? Why are you thinking of them? And what would make you uncomfortable, right? Is it the relationship that is with the kids? Because I can tell you that they're probably trying to get you some information because some kids is over there needing some help, but that's not your job at this time. You can pass on messages through the family so that it reaches them. But if they were good people, why should they not get some light and some energy too? That's the ones I did. I did put the live kids I have with you. Yeah, not them. Somebody's appearance is not what it seems where you're concerned, Evelyn. Evelyn, I'm talking through. It's telling you to step out of the darkness and into the light. Why are you in such a darkened state? You have so much light around you. Are you coming out of a relationship? Are you going through something in a relationship? Because it says appearances are deceitful. Appearances are deceiving. Somebody's trying to deceive you by showing you something that they are really not. Evelyn? Evelyn. Miss Georgia Peach, where you at, honey? Yeah, come on. Trying to leave my marriage, don't have the money. The first card that I got was that the appearances are deceiving, right? So it is a good idea for you to believing, but it should not be to somebody offering you something, because that's not going to work out, right? Don't go to anything else. When you leave, you're going for self, right? You're going for self-preservation. You're going to start anew. You're going to find your light again, right? To come out of the darkness of the relationship that you are currently in and find light again, right? Going towards the light, coming out of darkness, right? Because when we're in darkness, we can't see, right? No matter how many Google goggles we got on, we can't see. These two are eyes. This one ain't seeing nothing. So you're not seeing nothing with your spiritual eye, right? Then it says, what was this one? Act as you wish to live, right? So act as you wish to live means you have now, what type of a life do you want? What type of a life do you see for yourself? What type of existence? What are you going to have independent of this marriage? Who am I going to be? What am I going to do? How is it that I am going to sustain myself? What are my talents? What are my gifts? What do I have the ability to do independent of this marriage so that I can stand on my own with inner dignity and my head held high? Right? And then it says, sweet success and celebration is in store for you once you do these things. You have been in a situation that has kind of dimmed your light for way too long. You have not been scared to shine or have been hindered from shining way too long, right? You got to get out of that and figure out what it is that I want for me. What does my life without him look like for me? What are the things that I wanted to do for me that I was never able to do as far as business, money, learning, trying, growing? Whatever it is that you had the ideas to do, but you were never backed. He didn't back your decisions or make you feel like your ideas were worthy, so you never put them into fruition. Now is the time for you to act as you wish to live. You want to live a peaceful existence. You want to be independent. All of those things, the last card was in store for you, right? But you got to keep your inner dignity and your head held high. You got to. Don't be beaten down or broken down by the fact that the changes must come. You got to stand strong on your own to figure out what you can do to get this money up. What did I used to do? Did I used to do hair? Did I used to do nails? Did I used to babysit? Did I used to cook? Did I used to sew? What did I use? Did I used to write? What did I used to do that was a passion of mine that I was good at, but now it can bring me some money? Because sweet success and celebration is at the end of the road for you. And the move is good for you. But for self. Not stepping into anybody else's space. Not stepping into anybody else's broken promises. Not stepping into or list. This is the time to become headstrong. To give ourselves some mental clarity, some mental strength. Empower our ancestors so that they can guide us in making the right steps, so that we can see and identify the red flags, so that we don't get caught in these types of situations again where now we don't have a nest egg. You always supposed to have a nest egg. You always supposed to have something put away so in times of emergency you could go whenever you pick. And that's a big lesson to ladies. Listen, y'all have always got to have a hidden account with money, at least in this day and age, I don't know, a couple $1,000 put aside for you to be able to say, I got a month's rent and a month's security to get out and go if I need to get out and go. Nobody needs to know about this information. Nobody needs to know about this money. Hide it, stash it, let it gain interest should the relationship be good for a time. But you never know when that relationship is going to end and you're going to need to dig into that money to get out. You should always have a nest egg, ladies. Please. So that's for you, my love. coming as I go through a whirlwind of phenomenal emotional experience and memories that overwhelm my past, present, and future. I'm so grateful you want to say. Yeah, but could you imagine if you sat there and did this more frequently with your spirit? You would feel like this all the time. Not all the time, but more frequently, and get this stuff moving for you a little bit more. That's just spirit's way of letting you know that if you did this, the communication and the connection is there. What are you doing? We looking for you, and you over there playing in the winds. Get your ass over here and sit down and talk to us. I feel like they might be mad. I don't know. Laugh aloud. And when I say all my ancestors' names, they always come to my thoughts and to say their name. Because you're not trying to say their name. Why would they be mad at you? They like, don't forget us. Whatever you got going on. Well, if they mad at you, is it your fault? Let me say that. As you and your spirits put themselves out there for us common folk to instruct, to support, to teach, to guide. Gracias. You're welcome, my love. Thank you for receiving. Now, Miss V, are you at fault? Take a cold hard look at the situation that presented itself, that you guys had the falling out. Were you wrong? Did you pour gas on the fire? We be wrong sometimes, and it's all right. It's not my fault. I know that. What happened? I don't know if I believe you. Was it something that got blown out of proportion, or are they just dead ass doing wild style shit and you like stop, or are they just being them and you got mad at them being them? Because some people just are who they are, and we just step back from them. It had to do with my father's death. Oh Lord. If you were to speak to them, let me ask you this. Would they be receptive? Or they give you their ass to kiss? They came at you. No, so I don't understand why you think their parents would be mad if they were good people. Because parents know their children, right? And they know when their children are wrong. So if you played a part in that, you say it was your dad's death and they came at you. Now, I know that you were dealing with some emotional stuff because of the passing of your father, right? I need to know what happened. See, I'm trying to go around it without asking you specifically what happened, how they came at you, and at that particular time. I'm going to say this. You were not in the wrong. You had a good relationship with the ancestors, with their parents. They should be on the altar, period. If they want to be mad at you, they just going to be mad at you. The point is that they got to get energy from you, right? So I'm not going to say that they're coming over there with anger towards you, but they do want you to fix the issues because they don't want y'all, I think because I'm mad at them and hurt. So this is where we got to identify anger and pain, right? Sometimes people are not equipped to give us what we need in times of distress, right? When we need to lean on somebody, or we need somebody to hold us up, or we just need. Sometimes people are ill-equipped and we expect too much from them, and so it'll make us snap at them because we're hurt. So they're gonna snap back because, like, don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know compassion or empathy, and you guys weren't in the right moment to display that or be that for one another. Is it that serious to the point that you guys shouldn't be speaking anymore? Or is it a point in the fact that you can say, I was hurt, I was hurting in the time, I needed them and they weren't there, or I needed them and I didn't articulate that well, or any of those things? You got to replace and identify pain and hurt, mad and hurt, right? Are you hurt because you expected more from them? And then are they the type of people that you can expect more from? We got to put everybody in the right categories, and when we expect something from them that they're not able to give, because that's not their judge. Nobody taught them that. If you look at them on a day-to-day basis, they ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that they give off. But for me, because I'm family, I figured you should do it for me. You're missing the point if that's not them. So is it that big of a deal that you should be holding this grudge? If it's not, let it go, because it's only hurting you, right? Secondly, put them on the damn altar and call their names, because if you over there and every time you doing it, they saying call my name, call their names. We ain't got nothing to do with that. You expect it from them. We can't expect stuff from people. That's a big learning lesson in this. And I think I said that in my last live. I as a Scorpio expect people to be as true as I am, and it don't be that way. And so when they're not true, and I know that they're not true because I've looked at the steps that they've made, I've looked at the actions that they've made, I'm looking at this person, they ain't been true. But here I come expecting, because I'm true to them, that they're gonna be true to me. That's not how life works. Some people are incapable of that, and so we have to let people be who they are and not expect things of them that they're unable to give and then get mad. They don't have that capacity. And I bet you if you look at them and really think about them and situations that have occurred, this ain't the first time that this ain't the people that you would have called on and leaned on, or nobody in the family calls on and leans on. They're the ones that you don't really, that's not the ones that's going to solve a problem. You know? If we needed to fight somebody, they'd probably be the ones to show up. But you know, those are the ones, those is my fighting cousins. Those are not my lean on cousins. Those are the ones that I said I got beef, they like, we coming. Okay, those are different from the ones that I say, I'm not feeling so well, because you come over and they come over and bring me soup and stuff. I got different relatives that do a lot of different things, and I can't mix them up, because then I'm mad. Why am I mad? This is who they are. You didn't put them in the right category. But don't punish their parents. They didn't have anything to do with that. I mean, they raised them. But did I miss anybody? Did I miss a question? You guys, listen, I come here and offer you the ability to ask your questions, your spiritual clarity questions, your connection questions on the same altar. We had to, should I put my sister and mom? If your sister came out of the same womb that you came out of, or everybody that shares your blood should be on one altar. But the one person I expected, her father passed young, and I didn't know him for that long, and he coming up. But is he your blood? Is he her father? Because if he's not your blood, then he don't go on your altar, especially if you didn't know him. He may just be wanting you to connect with them, because you don't know what's going on over there, and you're supposed to be more spiritual along to communicate the messages of the ancestors to help your family. Remember, we do this to help our bloodline as a whole. So he's in your blood. Okay. What is he saying when he comes up? And what is he doing? And is he not on the altar and you're not calling his name? He is your blood. But I don't talk to her. What's a good offer for Baba Louie in the state? That's the point. You don't talk to her. If you spoke to her, you think she's not gonna talk to you? He's not on the altar, and I don't say it. Well, hello, he's coming to you because that. He was a good person. He's like, I didn't have nothing to do with that. Why am I not getting the light and the energy and everything else? Put me on the altar. If you strengthen him, right, that allows him to go over there and pull his kids in line. Right? Remember, this is our bloodline. So what we do for them, they go, I tell you all the time, I send them, my ancestors, to go fuck with the rest of my family when they acting stupid. Are you kidding me? I send them out in droves. This one is your, who's up? Who's up? Somebody, granddaddy, go over there. You started this shit. Get them kids. I don't care what you gotta do. I don't care who else you gotta call from back there. Your sister, your mother, your aunt, all of them. Go get them and get over there and get the rest of them. Go get them. Say his name, put him on the altar. That's not fair. Because you guys argued on the day that you died, did you guys argue every single day of your relationship, or just that particular day? Because I'm hurt, she was like my sister. So you have to tell her that. Have you ever spoken to her to say, I'm not even mad, my feelings is hurt, you hurt me to my soul, like you hurt me? There's a different relationship and a different thing when you can tell somebody from a place of not anger that I'm hurt. Some people receive it differently. And if you can't be honest with your feelings, then you're never going to gain closure on you got to fix that. He's coming to you because you need to fix that. You had a beautiful relationship. You had one falling out. Is that worth it? She is your sister. She wasn't your sister. She is your sister. Sometimes time and space away from one another gives you the opportunity to see clearly that it's not anger and it was pain. You got to find a way to articulate that, and I believe that she would be receptive if you're coming from a place of not anger, but your dad keeps coming to me in a dream, or your dad keeps coming to me and I need to sit down, we need to talk. If she's not right, so she's thinking about you, and she's not thinking about you on some rah-rah shit. She misses you too. Be the bigger person. As spiritual people, sometimes we got to be the bigger person. Especially when they're coming to us to tell us to fix something, we got to listen to them. Got to. If we asking them for guidance, we asking them for clarity, we asking them for assistance in our walk. This is going to be something that helps you to heal something in you that you didn't even know was broken. So you have to do it. Chuck it. This is family. You have accepted more from a nigga. And he turned out not to be shit. This is your blood, your sister. Fix it. How long ago did she pass, Her Majesty? Put your big girl panties on, V. I don't care if you got to write out a script. Write it out. Think of all the things that you want to say. And don't do it from a place of, you did. I feel. It made me feel. I'm hurt. This hurt me. Specific to what hurt you. Don't go into the you said, you could have, you should have. This is what I needed from you, and maybe I was wrong from expecting it from you without telling you that this is what I needed from you. So I was hurt. She's been dead for long enough for you to know whether or not in her life she was a good person. Regardless of your relationship, whether it was a little shaky, that was your blood sister. You guys grew up together. Write it down. Get your script together. You may have to do a couple of retakes on it. You know her. You know what her responses are going to be. Map it out. Light a white candle. Put a glass of water. Pour some honey on your tongue before you call her. And make sure you have her father's name on that altar, and you go to the altar and talk to your ancestors to ask them to help you through this conversation, because you just want to make amends. You just want peace, and you want your family unit to be tight, and you want your sister back. You go tell them that. You go into the conversation with that energy. There is no way that you guys should be arguing at the end of that. There should be resolution at the end of that. There should be healing at the end of that. Okay? Yes, it's simple, but it's hard. Her Majesty, if you know that all along, like her spirit was good, she was a good person, she did good things, You know, this is what you have to remember and understand, that whatever happened in you guys' relationship, because she passed, she does not carry that stuff forward. And remember, if you're feeling shaky in the beginning, you take it to the Catholic Church. You offer an intention-based mass for your family line, right? You offer them some light. You offer them some elevation. Whoever is the matriarch or the patriarch of your family, you ask for one of them to bring her to you in your dream so that you know she should be there. Anything that you see in your dream where it's two little girls playing, or two little girls doing something that's not a fight, or you see two little girls or anything that are harmonious, you know, put her up there. Yo, this is beautiful soul. Ain't no joke. Take the advice. The rest you gotta work. Yes. Yes. We don't deny our bloodline light and energy and the ability to elevate if they so choose. We just don't do it in our houses if we feel any apprehension. We take it to the Catholic Church so that they're still getting energy and light and elevation. Just like talking to this child, it's a vibration, a ripple we got to pass on no matter what. That's right. Because you never know what just a little bit will bring, what just a little bit will change, or just what a little bit it would do. I believe that if you, just because you asked that question, I'm going to go with yes. But it's got to be just the two of you. Nobody else to interfere or interject. And either do it at your house because you can spiritually clean it beforehand, or in a mutual location. You gonna plan it out though, because you want to do your cleansing baths beforehand and get her in the right after you finish your sweet baths. You're going in there with the energy of sweetness. You're going in there with the energy of peace, calm. You're exuding love. So that vibration should be ringing off, that they don't have an option but to lean into that and lead with that. We set forward the energy that we want to project in a room. Start at the church. If you're hesitant, start at the church. Ask for the ancestors to give you information. Oh, well, if you're in different states, that's a different ballgame. You can't get to her. This video chat works good. Video chat works. Have it set up where you know, if you know her schedule, and you know if she has kids, do it when the kids is at school, or when everybody's asleep, when the house is quiet, when she has the time to just sit and be, you know. And then you want to pay attention to the times that you feel her thinking about you. Hit it in. She gonna freak out. Hit her when she's thinking about you. That's going to be enough for her, because you think that the ancestors is only messing with you. They're messing with her too, which is why you can feel when she's thinking about you. They need y'all to pull that together, because she doesn't know how to approach you either. She don't know how to approach you either. I had to do it before. I had a friend of mine. We had a falling out, and I didn't know that people were working to separate us as friends, right? And it came to a point where I started thinking about her, and I went and I asked my ancestors, and they was like, call her. And I had to call her and tell her, like, yo, I love you, bitch. Like, come on, stop. We've been down for 20 years. Like, come on. And we just cried on the phone, and we talked, and she was so open to it because she was thinking about me too, and she missed me, and I missed her. This is my girl. You know what I'm saying? And we good now. You know, it just took a few years, and it was a few, maybe a year or two that we weren't, a couple of years that we weren't so close anymore. We would still speak from time to time, but our relationship wasn't like what it was, because she never expressed to me what I had done or what I had said. I didn't know. And I was like, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't express that what I had done had bothered her. So I never knew. I just thought that we had beef. You know what I'm saying? And nobody never told me. You know? So we've all had to do it. And it worked out better for me in the end, because we good now. You know what I'm saying? She one of my riders. She's always been one of my riders, but sometimes energies take a chance to step away from one another, and then it takes a little bit of work if it's worth it for your friendship or your love or your relationship or your, you know, whatever, your bond can make it through damn near anything. I have been baptized Catholic, kind of went away from the church. I never knew it was connected. I have a lot to learn. Yeah, I was Baptist and Catholic. Baptized, Baptist, and Catholic. And look at me now. They done dip the water on my head. They done dip me in the pool. They done dip me in the bucket. I done been in everybody's bucket. It don't matter. You know, we still lean into that. And so, especially with you, with Her Majesty, your family is that churchy stuff, gospel music, when you're trying to get into your ancestors. Whatever that church music, that good old feeling music, oh, we play that shit all the time. We learn the words so that we can sing it. It calls in their energy. They remember that. That's like a call to the ancestors. That, remember, they took all of their problems to the church. They had no other recourse. So they took it to the church. So when you go there and you giving them that energy, that music, they remember that stuff. They step forward. They step forward. Anybody else have any questions? Did I miss anything? Because I'm sick of going back and up and down this damn thing. And then you got to remember, and also her mom passed when she was young, and her mom came to me as well, but she not my blood. It's about y'all connecting again. I think she might need you right now. How do I deal with a girl who wants me to keep going to church for the moonlight? Tell her no. What you going to church for? That ain't your judge. You go to church? I'm Brian. I'm not going. You're not going to make me go someplace I don't want to go. Can you tell her to come hold this chicken while you sacrifice it? No. So you can't make me go to church to listen to them talk about your Jesus. I'm not doing that. They may not be able to sing along, but I'll damn sure. I'm like, you better learn them words and sing them songs. I recorded myself the other day singing. I sound so crazy. It was so funny, but baby, you could tell when my energy got into it. I don't care, and they don't care either. As long as I'm giving them the shot of energy, the attention, and learning the stuff, because you got to remember in these songs, it's a call. Right? Even in the prayers that we say to them, if you're paying attention to the words and like you're really what does this say? But think about what it is going on in your life and what it is that you're asking for. It gives a different vibration behind it. It was almost she want me to deliver a message but know how to deliver it. Yes. I busted my pantyhose on my chicken. Right, she don't want to hold your chicken. So I'm not, like, church, we not doing that. I'm not going to church with you. You know that ain't your judge. You know that ain't your thing. I'm not putting up with that. I wish I would meet a man talking about calling me to church. I'm not going. And they don't want me in there. Because I'm just going to talk shit through an entire service anyway and be mad when I leave there. I'm not going. That's a talk. Like, there's balance in this. So she wants you to go to church. I want you to hold this rooster. She ain't gonna do it. So you don't gotta do it either. We're not gonna be asking for what we're not willing to give. We're not going to be accepting or offering to give what they not willing to give to us. Balance in a relationship. Oh my God, it's true and I'm not your thing. You feel it? Yeah. Going to church is like going to a social club. Right. They go in there just to be like, no. You don't, if you went to church and got any solutions to your problem, I'll be like, go ahead. You're not going to get no solution to your problem. You're going to get a bunch of hooting and hollering, feeling some energy maybe if your people were into the church, and you want to go home. 10% less than when you went in. For what? Energy? Light a candle. Get a glass of water. I'll come on here and do a Sunday service for you. You want to feel church? Bring her here on one of my lives. She's going to be like, I'm not messing with you no more. This is the kind of shit you into. Don't worry about it. You want me to get rid of her? I get rid of her. One live is all it takes on a Sunday. I start talking about Jesus. She going to pass out. Listen, we're not doing that. I don't go into relationships offering nothing that I'm not going to keep up. I'm going to let you know what it is from the gate. I'm not doing that. If my spirit can't be fed there, I ain't going. So I'm not doing nothing just to please somebody else. That's not my thing. I said no. I told my grandma, I tell anybody no all the time. I don't feel like doing it, or if it don't feel like it's gonna work out, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care what y'all want to do. Y'all go ahead. I'll be here when you finish. I will hold the rooster and go to church. Right? Listen. I think she's cute and want to hang out outside of the church, but she be busy. See what I'm saying? Brian, you want to hang out outside of the church. She want to hang out inside the church, but she don't have the time outside of the church to hang out with you. What are you doing? Any woman that wants to spend time with you makes time, right? Especially nowadays, we can't figure out how to get a man to spend no time with us on a regular basis. And here you go, looking for a way to spend time with her, and oh no, she busy. If you don't leave her alone, when JoJo Bus when her whole bus witnesses come on and hold my chicken while I pour blood over this right here. Yo, the whole bus witnesses. Just open the door, hole in the bird. They like, never mind. Sunday brunch, then after service. Right, she's not offering up nothing. Brunch, after service, nothing. A movie, after service, coffee, nothing. Like, no. I'm not, first of all, there is no such thing as spending time together in church. There's no way to get to know somebody there. Y'all listening to somebody scream at y'all for 4 hours, depending on the kind of church. If it's a Baptist church, you there all goddamn day. Okay? You can't get to know somebody like that. And no. Please. People don't invite me to church no more. I be like, why y'all don't want me to go? They know don't invite me if the choir ain't popping anyway. I ain't going. Right? Roller skating, roller blading, anything. Sipping paint. She probably don't drink, take on a Sunday, tell us the blood of Jesus. I don't know. But if she wanted to spend time with you, she would do so. She trying to pull you into that church. I ain't got to come to church to spend time with you. I ain't spending time with you in church. We're not doing that. And then you don't want that type of relationship anyway. Everything got to go through the church. The first date is through a church. Spending time with you is through the church. You ain't never going to get no booty, so what's the point? Leave that alone. Next thing she be telling you is she practices abstinence. And that's a beautiful thing for her. But that ain't for you. She's the pastor's order. Brian, why you playing? Why you playing with her? You know your role and you know your path. And if you can't mesh the two, because that pastor and they family and all of that ain't what you with. Unless they got those prayer circles where they have the what they call it, the oracle, or whatever they got from the pews to the sheets, ain't gonna happen, baby. I love the Bible, but not a sermon, right? Like, no. I don't see that working for you. And baby, you ain't Joel Osteen. Now, listen, I've heard that sometimes these pastors' kids be real out there, but she's still not even trying to meet you halfway with doing anything, even in an afternoon outside of the church, that says that she wants to get to know you. She's got to be an adult at this point, because you're an adult. Y'all are not children. So we're not going to have our social get to know you times at the church. But that's her mindset. So why? I'm not doing the church vibes. No. She can be as cute as she want to be. But she got her choice of everybody in the congregation. And I guarantee you that the people in the church want her to be with somebody that's more into the churchy vibe than anything else, which is why she's trying to get you to come to church to prove, oh, he comes to church. No, you don't. Don't be going, I told you, don't go in there lying in the beginning, showing something in the relationship that you are not going to keep up, because that causes problems later on. So once again, using discernment when choosing a mate. You better get that dude. Those pastor daughters be wild if that's what you want. But she don't want to meet outside of the church. She only want to meet in the church. She ain't trying to sneak off and do nothing. She ain't trying to meet up outside of the church. So I don't think she's one of those. She's one of those. My dad needs to see you in the church so that when I tell him I'm going out with you, he's not going to push back too hard. And then she going to invite you over to Sunday dinner. And you got to sit at the pastor table and all of that other. You're not going to put me under that kind of pressure. 5 minutes in, I'm going to say something I shouldn't say. They're going to throw me out. 5 minutes. I got five. You got to know who you are. That's what everybody keep telling me. So why you still trying to fight it? Because she's so cute? Ask her to go out on a date outside of the church and see what she says. Come up with a plan, right? An early afternoon date, a lunch, something, and see what she says. If she gives you an excuse, that's your answer. If she says okay, then maybe she's willing to do some other things, right? But I'm going to tell you, if she don't have the time to meet up with you for anything or offer a solution and say, well, I'm not free such and such a day, but I am free this day, then she's willing. If she's not, the only way you getting at her is to be a church boy. And I'm not Bible thumping for nobody. There's a lot of freaky witches out here too. There's a lot of freaky spiritual women out here too. There's a lot of good women that are just women that don't do anything religiously but are good people and are freaks too. Right? You got to find that's right, Cool Waters, a happy medium. And the type of woman that you want. And whether or not she's going to meet you halfway. See, we go for relationships that we don't have, even as men, y'all don't have to run the whole football field. Bitch, meet me halfway. You want a woman that's going to meet you halfway. Y'all are outnumbering us 5-1 right now. And she don't see that, and if you are not offering, like, no. I'm an island boy, not a church boy. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. So that's authentically you. Don't give up on who you really are to try to snatch. No. And don't falsify what you are going to be about just to get some cheeks. Right. Freaks come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Come on, Matt. Right. If she really likes you, she going to find a way. She going to find a way. And I don't know how you found her. Or what you was doing in church, but you know that ain't. You better look at the back, the chicks that's sitting in the back of the pew. Them the ones that are they trying to hide from the pastor. They still down with the streets. Not honey sitting in the front row. You don't want them. To thine own self be true. That's right, Cool Water. You want the chicks in the back 3 rows. Them front 3 rows, no ma'am. But them back 3 rows, you might get some playback there. That's the truth, though. Y'all know y'all go to churches and look, you see the ones with the party dresses in the back. They too short, titties too much showing. They not in the front, they in the back. They let them come in the church, but they sit their asses in the back. You go in the back rows. I met her at a nature preserve on the trail, and she started talking to me and invited you to church, didn't she? Hey, the back rows be lit. They kind of do though, and that's truth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be open to y'all truth. Y'all gotta be open to what y'all looking for and what you're willing to experience and accept. You know what I'm saying? Them front 3 rows ain't it, baby. Not for y'all spiritual folk. Yeah. The one which what hops around, which dick a gray eye? Girl. Yes, they do. Yeah, she invited you to church. No. Don't do that. You already know what it is. She let you know off the rip. This is what it's gonna be. Like, they got brunch. Why we can't go to brunch? It's early, right after church. You still keep your church clothes on. I used to hang out out after church, school waiting for mom. I saw some things. Yeah, it goes down, but they don't be in the front pews. They be in the back.
with a lazy eye walks with a hop. Wait, what? Who got a lazy eye and walk with a hop? Girl, wait a minute. Okay, Tiff. Yeah, no one with the lazy eye hops around. Stop. Listen, life is about being honest with ourselves, and when we're honest with ourselves, then we know, okay, baby, then we know what it is that we are asking for, and we're not willing to, that's future baby daddy right there. We're not willing to cut off little bits and pieces of ourselves to fit somebody else's mold. That's not what life is about. If everything is balanced, then our partners should be balanced as well, which means we don't have to cut off any parts of us to fit. It should just fit, meaning that person is working towards you and you are working towards that person, and y'all are meeting in the middle. Nobody's overdoing anything more for one than the other. You know, it is a balance. You may be giving something financially, but emotionally, she's doing more for you. Care-wise, she's doing more for you. You know, there's still a balance in the responsibility of the relationship and the other person, that you're making sure that your pieces fit. And that's important. I'm not going to any situation starting off something to please somebody else knowing I don't like it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to continue it. It's only going to cause problems later on in the relationship. And then you got to hear him out saying, oh, but you used to go. You used to do this. But you used to do... Yeah, I was trying to get the drawers, right? Y'all don't never say that, but that's what it be. And women don't want to hear that. So y'all don't say it. But the reality is, that's what it was. So if you want... You know, that's me. I was trying to get the drawers. I got the drawers. And now I'm not going to church. What are we doing, right? The relationship is fade. I don't want that type of stuff murky in my relationship. So I'm being honest going in, so I know what that person can handle. So there's no surprises for you. Don't be surprising me. That's how we gonna last. That's how we gonna make it. That's how we're able to, you know, weather through some storms that every relationship brings into play without us sprinkling a little dumb shit on it already. We're lying and not being honest about the things that we're going to do or willing to accept or any of that kind of stuff. I coming on a little late, but cut out before. Do we send donation for a general cause? Yes, Joe. And then that's the last one I'm going to do for the night. Joey, you're going to be the last one for the night. Because y'all know my birthday's in 45 minutes. If y'all forgot, my birthday's in 45 minutes. The lazy eye with the hop is a lot of the times a booger bear out of those types of people. I'ma fight you. Stop. Listen, to each his own. Truth, honesty, and transparency within and outward. That is how you live an authentic life. That is how, thank you, Cool Waters. That is how the energies respond to you. It is about authenticity. Spirit knows. Thank you, Miss Simone. Spirit knows when you lying and full of shit. Thank you, baby. So why would you exude that's a low vibration to feel that you have to even do that. When you're living your truth and you're comfortable with you, that tells the universe that I'm ready for what is mine. I'm ready. Thank you, K-Dot. I'm ready for the manifestations. I'm ready for the love. I'm ready for my destiny. Thanks, Brian. I'm ready for everything that the universe has to offer to me. And I'm ready for everything that's mine. So, thank you, Kofi. So, in order for you to receive the blessings the way that you should be receiving them, you should be giving out that energy freely and vibrating higher. Where we going with this? This is for Joe. Kitty Rocco.
Joey, it's time for you to do a detox. Thank you, everybody, for wishing me birthday blessings. I appreciate it. Joey, how's your health? It's time for you to do like a detox on your body. You want to look into some burdock root. It comes in a tea. You can buy it in a herb form, and you can also use it to cleanse yourself. I want you to look up the magical properties of burdock root and then the healing properties of burdock root for your detoxification, right? I don't know whether you've been going a little bit hard with the alcohol, but your structure's all jacked up, and you're not keeping no balance with what you're doing spiritually. You're very concerned with the mysteries, but you don't have any structure on working this stuff yourself. And then you need to detox. Are you doing too much drinking? Health is so feel a little bit off. Yeah, you gotta detox. You can't you gotta watch what you're putting in your body. And if your weekends are all partying, you need to take a little bit of a break from that, because your structure's a little jacked up. St. John's wort is a good herb for you to help for you to illuminate some of your what's in that darkness, because you haven't done all of your shadow work yet. You're still working on it, but you're not consistent. You're still not consistent with what you're doing, and that alcohol is not helping you. You can't listen. You can't be the drunk man and thinking that, oh Lord. So listen, you might want to look into also some motherwort. Motherwort is a very healing herb that helps with issues with maternal connections, any not resentment, but any feelings of distance between you and your mom, any issues that you have had of acceptance or anything like that you feel that she may still be harboring, or that you have not completely been able to come out of the darkness and share things with her. Motherwort is that healing herb. That is the herb that this is one of the herbs that if you, and I know that this is not you, I don't believe that this is you, if you have the mother's love and the heartbeat that a newborn receives from the breastfeeding is a connection with the mother's energy, which makes the child feel safe, and it helps the child to grow, and it gives them that love. When there is a disconnect from the mother energy, it leaves a mark on us that needs to be healed, and that is part of the shadow work. Kom Kofi said he heard yarrow. Thank you, baby. So please look into yarrow as well. Thank you, Spoil One, for you to completely deal with your shadow work and your issues. You can't do this escaping thing where the weekends are all partying and all this other kind of stuff. You got to get some structure and some balance so that your path is more illuminated for you. I don't know if you were looking to do some type of initiations, but you need to remember that the shadow work is something that even initiations don't cure. The initiations and the steps that we make into these spiritual systems are to assist us, but we still have to be the ones that do the actual work. We have to be the ones to look at ourselves to say, all right, I got to fix these things. This is what's coming up. I know I'm not doing this. And sit down and write the list of the things that you're supposed to do and the things that you know that you're not doing, and check them off. And don't try to do everything, right? This week I'm going to do this, or these days I'm going to do this. These days I'm going to do this. We get our times off, but when you are hungover from the immense weekend of partying, you have like, you're shutting off at least 3 days where you're supposed to be doing something. So now you only have 4 days, but you still have a job, and you haven't given any of that time to a spirit. That's a problem. And you still struggle with your dark parts. So you have got to lean into spirit for guidance and direction, for them to help you out of those places. But you also have to be more comfortable with yourself. And if you're not digging into all of the shadow work and stuff, you're not putting things in compartments and looking at them to say, all right, these are the things that I need to change. These are the things that have worked for me. And then you are way too open-hearted. Oh, your heart is open for everyone, and your discernment is very much lacking, baby. Your patterns have got to change. You repeat cycles and patterns a lot, with the idea of love being the forefront of what you're desiring, and you fucking up the flow. What's flowing to you is not good for you, but it's familiar for you, because you haven't done the shadow work enough. You got some more stuff to take care of. They throwing cards at me at this point. And you got to have strength. Like this tree, planted by the water. It's not blown over. It's not nothing. And you got to, your rituals, you're doing a lot of ritual. You're doing too much ritual without enough personal work. It doesn't matter how many rituals you do. Without personal work, this don't stick. And it's not maybe you doing a ritual, but you going to other people to do rituals. You're still part of asking for being there. Like, you can invest yourself into that, but not into the actual changes that need to be made, and that's problematic in your walk. All right, guys. Where I get these cards from? I'm sure it's mommy. Yeah. You got listen, your detox is important, because you listen, these things that we emotional issues manifest themselves as physical ailments in our bodies when they are not cleansed or cleaned or moved, right? And so it behooves us to get into our care, our self-care, our emotional care, our hurt, our disappointments, all of those things. When we address it, that keeps it from being powerful. We've already addressed it. You can't use it against me. That energy can't flow back here. None of that kind of stuff. All you can say is, yeah, I know. I already know. And I've done X, Y, and Z. So you can't use it against me later on. You can't try to aim it back at me. If you're doing brujeria or something like that against me, you can't use. I've already faced all of that. Is it right to say that when we drink alcohol, we allow other spirits other than our own to take over our bodies? You're leaving the door open for other energies to access your vessel if you don't have your protections in place. Yes. Should this make sense to me too, Joey? Might be in the same boat. Oh, Lord. Y'all, listen, everybody get their floaties. I need y'all all to get out the boat. Yeah, you listen. Because you're open to spirit anyway, you have to remember that we as spiritual individuals, we're little lighthouses, and boats see light far. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's one lighthouse, and it's a point for all of the boats to find their ways, right? Spirit will be drawn to you. And if you are that person that is able to mount spirit, you drunk, anyone that's low vibrating can mount you, take you, link to you, follow you, all of those kind of things, because you are just open and you don't have any blocks up to say, back up off of me. Then if you've been told multiple times, your guides will sometimes step back just to let you catch it, because you're playing. I told you, I saw this happen to someone before. Trying to play spirit, acting like she was mounted with a certain spirit, and she was not lying, right? Her guides step back for 10 minutes I counted five or six spirits mount to her, one after the other, after the other. The only way I knew that they were different, because they all came out of her speaking a different language. This bitch spoke Spanish and English. That was it. She was speaking French. She was speaking Italian. She was speaking all kinds of shit. When she finished, the last language was in Spanish, right? I ain't catch none of that other shit she said, but I caught the Spanish stuff. So I said to her, what is da-da-da-da-da-da mean? And she looked at me and she was like, where you heard that from? I said, bitch, from your lips. What is going on? You just had, and I'm telling her this, and she's like, oh shit. They already telling me, because the guy that she was pretending to be, I have her, right? She was like, she over here faking, watch this. Let them ride her real quick. Real quick. Stop it, stupid, was the message. Don't play with us, and don't pretend that you mounted by us to somebody who has us. That don't do that. That was her. Don't do that. I don't deal with her no more, so I don't know if she still does that kind of stuff, but they absolutely let them ride her like a racehorse real quick, and it was back to back real quick. I was like, oh shit, what is going on? What that language is. I would catch like one or two words just to know what the language was, because I didn't know. We don't do that. So think of, now she was sober. Think of you drunk. Little lighthouse. Playing. You gonna get rolled. Just to let you know, don't do this, and this is why. This is why. Spirit will let you know why they told you something all the time if you don't listen. I told y'all about Bloy threw me on the floor a couple of weeks ago. I was down with a bruise on my leg and everything because I ain't have no something I was supposed to have on. He threw me, dropped me quick. Bang! I was like, oh shit. And I was begging, and he was like, I don't care. Don't care. You know better. And I was like, I sure do. I won't do it again. You're not gonna come after me again. Drop me quick. Bust my knee up, everything. I have a bruise on my leg, everything. He was like, I'm gonna take that bruise and go sit down somewhere. Like, oh shit. They don't be playing with me, and they're not playing with y'all. I keep telling y'all, spirits don't be playing with us. They don't have time to play with us. They came here to do something, and either you're going to do it or you're not. And if you're not going to do it, they're going to drag you through these spiritual streets until you get it right, because you opened the door and you said hi, spirit, and they was like hi, and then you thought you was going to be able to close the door. They was like, nah, fam. This is a doggy door. We coming in. By hook or by crook. We getting in there. Facts. I don't play with these spirits. I don't play with my guides. I don't play with my walk, and I don't play with my protection. And I need you guys to not do that either. They taught me good. Next, and I was as if I was in the UFC. Yeah, they'll knock you around. Real talk, like just to let you know I'm here. And I said no, or I said this, or I said that. Y'all don't listen if y'all want to. He threw me. I was mounted so quick and dropped to that floor looking for my arms. When I woke up and I was holding on to my tata's, my godfather's pants. I was like, oh shit. On the floor. I was hanging on to his pants. Do what you're supposed to do all day. And we're going to show you all day. It takes a lot to get right. They say no, it's a no. They say do this, it's a do this. It's all for your protection. It's all because you're not supposed to forget. Them little reminders don't come so sweet and so nice with just a word all the time. Nah. He let me know when I walked in and saw them Marisha. He was like, where's your thing? And I was like, oh, I don't got it. He was like, all right. Please, Baba, please, Baba, please. He was like, you can please all you want. Don't nobody care. I was like, oh. I'm laughing now. But, bitch, I was begging. And he was like, don't nobody care about your bags? See that floor? Get on it. I was like, ah. Sweet. My feet was gone. Yo. For real, they do you like that. I'm trying to warn y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't think I get mounted, but when them drums hit, I really be dancing.
hard as fuck. I'm conscious throughout all of it, so I know I'm not mounted, but the dance moves I know are in my...
Spirit can come that close to you so that you do feel that. But you know that if you have the cleansings that you're supposed to have and the connections that you're supposed to have, eventually that dancing is going to pull somebody out. Eventually. You have more identification to do first. Because those free dances, and if it's the drums and you're in like a spiritual setting, more than likely it'll be a guide. The ancestors mostly do with music that is specific to your line. Like if it was the espiritismo, if it that type of music, if it was the cantos, that type of music, if it's the gospel, that type of music, then that's normally your ancestors. But that dancing and the cajon, the drums and all of that kind of stuff, that's normally your guides. And when you identify who's who, you'll know who come out spinning like that. I see it like this: if my own family is tough with me, other spirits will be too. No one is. Y'all gotta remember that these ancestors are old, right? What do old people do? They pop you, they tell you what to do, they tell you what's right, they on that ass. These are the same type of people. You know what I'm saying? These are the same type of old people energy. They on that ass. They're going to tell you all of what they see. They're going to tell you what you're doing wrong, but they're giving it to you with love. And because they're in spirit and not in flesh anymore, they're giving it to you with no ego or judgment. They're just telling you, you cut the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that Congo Egu Misa all day. Because the drums they're playing, the songs they're playing is to calling you dead. So they'll take your feet for a little while, get some of that energy charge up. You keep doing... those types of things and get them to identify if you have not who is walking with you, and then ask them, who that? Yeah, who that? Because they all come down different. They all have a different energy. They feel different. Each one of them, when they're close to you or they touch you, comes in a different way. There's always something distinctive about the energy that lets you know, this is me, this is them, this is her. Yeah, it's all from a place of love. It's a place of your betterment. Only the people that love you are going to tell you what you're doing wrong, and then tell you how to do it right. This is the problem. I need you to fix this. That's coming from love. It's somebody who don't care about you or let you do all of the wrong stuff in the world and never correct you. Them people want to see what happened. That's not your friend, and that's not from love. Get rid of those type of people. We want people around us that's not scared to call us on our bullshit. If nobody's telling us that we're doing something wrong and we're thinking we're doing it right, or we just don't give a fuck, nobody's correcting us, that's not love. That's just letting people be. I love my people enough, and I want them to love me enough to correct me. It's the way you do things. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. When I'm at a spiritual gathering, I see some people throwing up or coughing, gagging. Is that to remove it afterwards? If they've done something spiritual based, now Babaluaye will do that all the time, because normally when he comes down, he does something and he cleanses, or he gives a message or something, and he'll, other people, when their energies come down, if their energy cleans, as they work the room, they're cleaning the room. So when they come back, they will dispel whatever energies they've taken on before they go, so that the person, the vessel, doesn't carry any of that energy with them. However, you should absolutely, every time you leave a misa, you clean yourself. Every time. You clean yourself. Especially when you see something like that happen, that means that something has been cleaned in that room and they are dispelling it. That means that the room has some funky shit in it. You clean yourself. And before you go to a misa, you know you go into one, you have a spiritual bath prepared and ready to go when you walk in your door. I clean myself, first of all, when I leave a service, and then when I get back in my house, I'm cleaning again. If your friend has a booger in their nose, you're going to tell them or let them walk around with it. Cool. Same thing with life correcting. Yeah, get it together, boo. Clean your nose. It's dirty. We need you clean. Y'all here looking crazy in these streets. Facts. Facts. Yeah, they have cleaned and carried on some energy, and their spirit is like, get it off. You have to remember that when I tell y'all that your both of us can pick up energy and clean it off of you, remember Amisa is a white table, basically like somewhat of a Boveda set up, but white table, glass, calling in spirit. They're able to clean that, and when that spirit comes down and comes through that room, that energy can clean the room. Some people have spirit guides that do specifically that. They come down to clean, and that dancing and that twirling and that moving and that walking around the room, some of them don't even have to move. The spirit is moving and doing this stuff, but when the person comes back, they've been touching people and stuff. Those simple touches can clean people. They got to get that off of them. That energy, they got to vomit it out some kind of way. It is the motion of the projection of that out that takes all of that energy and throws it off of the person. That's what's happening. So that's completely normal. However, I'll tell you this. That means that there's a lot of stuff in that room that those people need cleansings. Because it don't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen frequently unless there's energies in that. That's why we don't play that. We don't just let anybody come into our misas. And we always set up something on the outside. You got to clean when you coming in here. We put a palangana with cleansing solution in front of the bovada, in front of the white table to make sure that you cleaning before we start. You cleaning again before you leave. At the white table to make sure that you're not carrying none of the energies from here. But we always expect you to go home and clean again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did anybody have any other questions? I'm about to wind down.
Have you ever been Babaluaye come? Have you ever seen Babaluaye come to Earth? Amazing.
I have, yeah. Like in full mount? Yeah, I have him. Went to plenty of Babaluaye ceremonies and Babaluaye bimbays and Babaluaye awans, which is the cleansings, where he comes down and do the cleanses, baby. The awans. And a lot of times, I remember when I first started in this tradition, a lot of the black people was scared of him when he came down because, you know, he's a little handicapped, right? And but the Hispanic people know Saint Lazaro. They know him as Saint Lazaro, so they flocked to him, and he was cleaning people, all kinds of stuff. And it was the first time. Was that the first time I had seen him come? That wasn't the first time, because my first Ocha godmother had Babaluaye, so she used to get mounted with him all the time. Thank you, Grand Dizzle.
I need some knowledge of Babaluaye. I have a woman with shaking uncontrollably and couldn't walk like she needed a cane.
He walks with a cane, you know. Some of his energies when he comes down, depending on who has him, he don't walk, right? But he always has a cane, or he's usually somebody's helping him walk because he's crippled.
You don't have me crying and laughing at the same time.
We give it all to you. It's about the energy.
Yeah, so I've been seeing that about him a lot.
That is, I love him. He's everything, right? He does so much that people don't even realize how much he does. And for them to be scared of him because of his deformity, it's like, y'all are bugging. If you knew what he does, I flock to him, and he always look for me when he come down.
It was my first time, bossy. I was
yeah, that's how you be. What was my first sample? I'm trying to even remember, but I know people was mounted left and right, baby. And them eyes is what it be like. You be like, what is going on? Who that? And I'm nosy. So I used to be standing next to all the elders asking them questions like, come talk to me. Talk to me real quick. Tell me what's going on. But I see him differently now. Yeah, he comes. And you remember, people don't realize that he brings forth the dead. Who's dead? You're dead. He has a very close relationship with Egun, right? And so if he brings them forth, then that's why he's welcome in any ceremony, whether it is Egun or whether it is Ocha. Babaluaye is not turned away from any ceremony, any setting. He is welcome everywhere because he brings forth the dead. And most of these ceremonies, who are we trying to communicate and call forth? The dead. So how could we turn him away? We got to honor who brings them forth, right? He's an amazing energy. I love him. I love all of my spirits. I love all of my Arisha. But, yo, me and Babaluaye, that's my man's in them. That's my man's in them. Quick story, and then I'm getting off. Yo, in all of my years of doing this, I have never been bit by a bird. I have never been scratched or cut or bleeding by a bird or none of that kind of shit. And I ain't even talking guinea hens, because we know guinea hens come out with their guns out. They ready to fight off the rip. I'm talking about a rooster. Baby, we was doing some services last week, and the people at the farm gave us every fighting rooster that they must have put and won money on. Because, baby, these bitches came out the box scrapping at me. Baby, I got bit so many times. These niggas was so fast and so scrappy. I was like, what the fuck, yo? They were not even humongous birds. I have never been bit by a bird in all of my years of doing this. Yo, they was in here scrapping. I was like, yo. I say that to say that this walk is not always a pretty walk. I don't care what you see online. There is always a time and a space and a place that something crazy comes up. That, yo, with they dukes up. I was like, is he holding a switchblade or is it me? Like, they came out ready to fight. I got bit. Like, and straight looking me in the eye, biting me. I was like, oh. Yo. Gave me a run for my money. I tell you this, I whipped their ass. I ain't even gonna lie. At the end of that, I was like bloody, all of that. I had so many bite marks. Birds, not guineas. Guinea hens, you expect it, right? Not with roosters, baby. I was like, I don't know what kind of crack cocaine they gave these birds. Yo. She better do it. She has to. You know what I'm saying? If you need it with that, you gotta do it with that. You know them guinea hens, you gotta daze them. You gotta daze them real quick, cause they not just giving up. They were bred to fight. That's in their DNA. Come out scrapping, okay? Get a Jersey Giant. They are very aggressive rooster. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want none of that. I want them to chill out. I want them to not bite me. Yo, they bit the shit out of me. They was biting me to put my hands. I was like, yo, I have never. They was like, today you shall. Yo, they whipped my ass. They was like, you thought this was gonna be easy? Not today, heifer. I was like, oh. Y'all gotta prepare yourselves for every aspect of what this walk offers to me. Like, just as when stuff be happening, I'm so silly. Yo, the boxing gloves was on and all of that. I was like, who let Wolverine come through here? Cause this is bullshit. So y'all gin in, please, y'all. If you going down, So don't think you know everything there is to know, or you've experienced everything there is to experience. There's always something new that I learn on a daily or weekly basis. Happy birthday, no sing. Yo, he was like, not today, and I was like, yesterday. He was like, well, bitch, you gonna work for it, and I was like, true. Where's the Mercura comb? Had me with the Mercura comb and the peroxide, old school remedies, baby. Okay, thank you, everybody. All right, I'm gonna wind it down, y'all. I'm going to enjoy my tomorrow and the rest of my evening on my born day. I thank everybody for their energy. I thank everybody for their time here tonight. I'm going to try to come back a little bit more frequently with you guys. Remember, when I put the posts up in my stories asking you guys if you have questions, I come here and then I answer them so that we can have a dialogue and you guys can feel like you're getting resolution to your issues, or at least a stepping stone as to where you should be heading on your walk. Something that helps you to keep pushing forward and keep moving forward. You understand? So don't let this seasonal depression get to you. We got to fight these energies and these feelings as hard as we fight anything else. And make sure that you guys have your head cleansings and your spiritual baths. Those of you who haven't been getting information so clearly, I want you to do a rep of head washes, right? What do we use for head washes? Cascarilla, fresh coconut water out of the brown coconuts, egg whites, basil, prodioso, siempre viva, algodón, lavender. Those are the things that we put on our heads. Harmless, cleansing, and purifying herbs. We do cleansings in 3, 5, 7s, and 9s. Make sure you hit your head when you're hitting your body. Those of you, and I need you to pay attention to your dreams as well when you're doing these cleansings. We clean our heads, we change our sheets, we change our head wraps, we change our towels and our washcloths, we change our pillowcases. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Come Kofi. Thank you, Spoil One. Thank you, Cool Waters. Thank you, Her Majesty Fitness. Everybody that gave some energy tonight and wished me well. I appreciate you all. I am so blessed to be here. I'm so blessed to be the age that I am coming into this. Bitch, 46 ain't never looked like this before in your life. Okay, I said 46, and I'm loving every decade that God has allowed me to stomp through this earth. And baby, I got so many more stomps to give. It is nothing. Peace and blessings to everybody. I tried to cut up a cocoa the other day. No go, almost. Butter knife. We always use a butter knife and away from us. We start with a hammer, banging on getting as many cracks as we can to it, but we use butter knives, not a sharp knife, because you will lose a finger. Okay? How you keep up with your white clothes get dirty quick? I soak them bitches ASAP. Bleach. Some blue in sometimes, but bleach. I soak immediately. Put a little cascarilla on the oil stains, or the EPO, what's that? The palm oil, to soak up some of the oil. Throw some bleach on it, soak it in a bucket, and then throw it in the washing machine. Thank you, Nay. I appreciate you. Next time, maybe you'll get some courage to ask me a question, and I come get you a little bit, okay? You guys have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much. Listen, y'all stand fast in y'all walk. Y'all stand firm in y'all walk. Don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can do and what y'all can have, as long as you're doing it in enlightened spirit and truth, and you're not hurting nobody, and you're not aiming to hurt nobody. Connecting with your ancestors and your own spirit guides is what you guys should be doing, and that's all you need, okay? For now. They tell you something else through divination that's to come. You go in there strapped with your foundational stuff first, so that they can warn you about any and everybody. Discernment is key, all right? Thank you, Lordess. You guys have a pleasant evening. Thank you for spending your time with me. Peace and blessings, everybody. Good night.